formed to talk about the case and to probe the allegations of the whistleblower. Sri Lakshmi is back with us on the line. Sri Lakshmi, talk to us about when did the Karnataka government find out about the case, and how is the probe proceeding further?
After Saujanya case, now there is another case which is coming up regarding Dharmasthala, and a secret person who comes directly into the ASP office of South Canara and says that he files a complaint saying that he has buried so many dead bodies, secretly. And now he's ready to.
All right, Sri Lakshmi, please stay with us because I'm getting a big breaking news coming in. This one again from Karnataka, and this is over the row over UPI, where Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is set to hold a key meeting with the trade bodies and senior officials today to address the ongoing GST confusion affecting digital lenders and fintech players, with startups receiving tax notices over UPI-linked credit lines. The state government is under pressure to find a resolution. The meeting aims to protect Bengaluru's digital economy and prevent investor panic. Sri Lakshmi continues to stay with me. Sri Lakshmi, what is this UPI row that has now emerged in the state of Karnataka?
Here, the state GST department, which comes under the state government, has issued random notices to street vendors and small businessmen all across the state. And the notice claimed that they are supposed to pay lakhs and lakhs of rupees tax to state government through this commercial tax department. And now the businessmen and vendors are against these notices, and they are raising a campaign urging boycott of UPI. Based on the UPI transactions, these notices have been issued to vendors. So they are saying that they're not ready to use UPI itself. And in a unique form of protest, traders in Bengaluru, they are distributing roses to all the vendors and saying, requesting to support them for this bandh which they are going to do tomorrow. On 25th also, they are going to, shut down their shops, and they'll be participating in bandh. And they are requesting Chief Minister of Karnataka to take back these notices and conduct these tax thing in a very organized way. Now, since 3 years, they are not aware of this tax thing. They have not registered under GST, and no information for vendors that they are supposed to pay these taxes. Now, all of a sudden, government commercial tax department issues notices to vendors saying that they are supposed to pay around 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs tax. Now, Chief Minister of Karnataka is conducting a meeting by 3 o'clock today with officers. It is for us to wait and watch what decisions is it going to come up with regarding these vendors and tax collection. It is said that Chief Minister has given a target to this commercial tax department to collect a certain number of tax, a certain amount of tax. That's why these notices have been issued. Back to
Absolutely.
Studio.
Thank you very much, Sri Lakshmi, for getting us those details. A fresh controversy that has now erupted in Karnataka. Remains to be seen on what the Karnataka government takes as a next step. It's time for us to now slip into a short break. But after the break, we'll get into the details of how the government has denied the opposition's demand for a farewell speech to the ex-Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar. Also after the break are the details of Prime Minister's itinerary to the two-nation visits, starting from the United Kingdom and then to Maldives. All this and much more coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. Republic is live and breaking.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
मसाला
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very good afternoon, viewers. It's 2 p.m. and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. The Parliament proceedings, day 3 of monsoon session, has resumed in the Lok Sabha. Let's cut across to the...
जब बिल की अपॉर्चुनिटी आई है, आप अनुसूचित जाति के भी अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं देंगे, ये अच्छी बात नहीं है. Kindly, my request is kindly go back and be seated. Let there be a discussion. Let there be on the discussion of the STs of Goa. I am requesting you. Last 2 days we have lost precious time. Kindly go back and be seated. We lost very precious time. Today is a very important bill. Today is a very important bill, sir. You all know. It is with respect to the STs of Goa. अनुसूचित जनजाति का बिल है. Kindly allow the bill to be discussed. Kindly allow the no, ये ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. We have already told you, you cannot bring the placards. You cannot bring the placards like this. Kindly be seated. I am requesting you, sir. Please be seated. I am again requesting you. This is a very important bill. It's a very, very important bill. Please be seated. अभी ये लगता है, in spite of my repeated request, you don't want any discussion on Anusuchit Jati. You don't want any discussion on the STs of Goa. It's very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate that you don't want any discussion on STs of Goa. सदस्यों, सभा की कार्यवाही गुरुवार दिनांक 24 जुलाई 2025 को प्रातः 11 बजे तक स्थगित की जाती है.
Well, there you heard it from the Lok Sabha speaker there in the chair. He has adjourned the parliament session, and this after the opposition was unrelenting in its protests, brought in placards and staged a protest in the lower house, disrupting the proceedings. Now let's cut across to Rajya Sabha and see what's happening there.
Retain all provisions of the Carriage of Goods by Sea Act. That was enacted in 1925. Stated in the Government of Office and reasons of the bill. This is to bring in this modern legislation in order to facilitate Please stop. Your speech is unfinished. You can speak again tomorrow. Now, the House stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Thursday, the 24th July 2025.
Viewers, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha have been adjourned till tomorrow, and this owing to the unruly behavior of the opposition. The stalemate continues, and opposition there once again not letting the parliament proceedings to happen as per the list of businesses for the day. We have Akanksha also joining us live. Akanksha, another day, another washout of parliament proceedings thanks to the opposition's unruly behavior and their hooliganism as stated by Giriraj Singh.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll get Akanksha back with us, but right now what we understand is that day 3 of the monsoon session has met the same fate as yesterday. It has been adjourned till tomorrow, and the parliament will resume for its normal proceedings tomorrow. And the Lok Sabha speaker there clearly stating that the government has listed the readjustment of representation of STs in Goa, and he said that this is an important bill which deserves a discussion, and a time will be allocated for the issues by the opposition. But Akanksha, once again, the opposition is back with its, block parliament proceedings, style of operations in the lower house as well as the upper house. They have been adjourned till tomorrow. Tell us about this particular blockade, Akanksha.
Well, absolutely. You see, Deepak, just 3 minutes into the commencements of the proceeding in Lok Sabha, it got adjourned, and 4 minutes into the proceedings in Rajya Sabha, it also got adjourned. And this is something that we've been witnessing in the last 3 days, a deja vu of sorts, not just in this specific session of the parliament, but in the last few sessions as well.
Right, Akanksha, like you mentioned, it was just 3 minutes into the proceedings, and yet again it has been completely washed out. It has been marred by parliamentary protests by the opposition. In fact, we also have reactions coming in. Let's cut across.
Opposition party leaders have now started the protest at the Makar Dwara of the parliament. Behind me could clearly be seen opposition party leaders who are here with the placard and sloganeering at the Makar Dwara of the parliament. All the opposition parties, RJD, Samajwadi Party, DMK, Congress, and all the floor leaders and MPs are here protesting, wearing the black outfit, and many are wearing the black band on their wrist as well. These are the visuals from the Makar Dwara of the parliament, as the opposition MPs have quoted that this is the foremost and major issue, that SIR should be quit, and there is the major discrepancy in the electoral rolls exercise which has been done by the Election Commission of India. You all are stating that it is the MHA's prerogative and not the ECI. Why so?
See, what we are seeing in Bihar is going to spread across states. That if you are a BJP sympathizer, you will be allowed to vote. And if you have voted against the BJP in the past, your vote would be stolen. This vote bandi, this vote fascism, we are protesting against. And we want the Prime Minister and Home Minister, who have a special role in the appointment of Chief Election Commissioners and Election Commissioners, for them to be present. The government must specify inside the House on which date they will take up SIR, on which date they will take up Pahalgam for discussion.
Viewers, Bihar voter list has once again taken center stage, where you heard the opposition, they're crying foul every single day, and the government has also responded. We have Chirag Paswan as well as Jagdambika Pal's responses coming in. Let's listen in.
I fail to understand why this deadlock is prevailing. If now government is ready,
on the floor of the House, if Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju ji, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh ji, MOS Mr. Arjuna Meghwal ji has categorically said, if any resolutions, either any subject will bring to the notice Honorable Speaker and Business Advisory Committee under rules, it will decide. So now government is ready to respond. Government is ready to reply on any discussions. Now it is only to Speaker. But why they are just playing play cards? This is I think so, unprecedented, unparliamentary. Now member of parliament, even I was on chair, I have made a request to Rahul Gandhi, please kindly you ask to your member of parliament, they should vacate the well and the house should be in the order. I will allow to everybody. But he not, they are mentally prepared, they have decided. Today now they are protesting in front of, I think so, Lok Sabha. Why? If now already time has been allocated for the Operation Sindhu, for Pahalgam, 16 hours. So even if they want to discussion, even on the SIR subject also, so they must bring into the form of the resolutions. And the Business Advisory Committee will decide, the Speaker will decide, government is ready to reply.
So, but in the last 2 days, we have only seen adjournments after adjournments. What message do you want to give to the opposition parties? Yesterday, JP Nadda also said there should be debate and not disruption in the parliament.
I think the parliament is only meant for debate, discussions and decisions. So whether opposition has any faith in debate, discussion, they are only disrupting from last 3 days without any issue, without any agenda. So I think that they don't have any agenda. So now they are trying to set only agenda for the Bihar elections.
मेरी समझ में नहीं आता कि ऑपोजिशन चाहता क्या है। आप जब बार बार शिकायत करते हैं, क्या ये बात सही नहीं है कि लोकसभा चुनाव के बाद आप ही लोग गए थे चुनाव आयोग के बाद शिकायत करने? महाराष्ट्र चुनाव को अभी तक ये लोग गिनाते रहते हैं कि किस तरीके से वहां पे वोटर लिस्ट के साथ धांधली की गई, ड्यूप्लीकेसी ऑफ द वोट का बार बार ये लोग जिक्र करते हैं। तो जब आपकी ये शिकायत रही है और उस शिकायत को मानते हुए चुनाव आयोग ने इस प्रक्रिया का इस्तेमाल किया है जहां पे एक इंटेंसिव रिव्यू किया जा रहा है, जिसके माध्यम से इस बात को सुनिश्चित किया जाए कि जो वोटर है, जो अधिकृत व्यक्ति है, सिर्फ वही मतदान का इस्तेमाल करे, ना कि कोई घुसपैठिया या कोई दूसरा व्यक्ति आके। और कई बार ये भी देखा गया कि वोटर लिस्ट में धांधली इस तरीके से भी होती है कि जो व्यक्ति मर गया होता है उसके नाम पे वोट चल रहा होता है। तो इन सारी चीजों को रेक्टिफाई करने के लिए ये रिव्यू जरूरी है। और ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पहली बार ये किया जा रहा है, आजादी के बाद 4 बार ये हो चुका है। और जब इससे पहले भी हुआ था, उस प्रक्रिया में और आज की प्रक्रिया में क्या नई चीज जुड़ी है, ये विपक्ष बता दे। भाई इनके समय में भी ये प्रक्रिया हुई है, आप मुझे बता दीजिए कि उस वक्त से लेके अभी तक कोई एक चीज अगर बदली है तो वो सिर्फ टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल बदला। पहले फिजिकली जाके हर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आपको देना पड़ता था, अब आप ऑनलाइन के माध्यम से भी आप अपने डॉक्यूमेंटेशन आप सबमिट कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद भी अगर आपको कहीं पे लगता है कि भैया कुछ गलत हुआ है तो आप 3 बार आप अपील आप उसमें दाखिल कर सकते हैं। बट उसके बावजूद इसको लेकर एक ये माहौल तैयार करना, हकीकत ये है विपक्ष जानता है कि भैया चुनाव वो बिहार में जीतेंगे है नहीं, बंगाल में भी इन लोग के हालात ठीक नहीं है। तो पहले ईवीएम पे ठीकरा फोड़ा जाता था, अब वोटर लिस्ट को एक बहाना बनाया।
Moving on, viewers, Pakistan's missile dreams have literally gone up in smoke. The Shaheen 3, the much hyped missile by Pakistan, which claims is Islamabad's response to India's Agni arsenal, has once again been exposed because Shaheen 3 missile, which Pakistan has been hyping about, quite literally, it was nothing but a dud. It fell near a village in Dera Bhakti. It's a long-range missile that didn't even survive long enough to have and also to leave this particular district. And sources have also suggested that a major propulsion failure or in-flight breakup was the reason for this missile mishap. It's again a miss by a Pakistani missile, and this is what Pakistan has been claiming as its response to India's Agni arsenal. In fact, we have retired Major General Rajan Kochar also joining us live on this broadcast. A very good afternoon to you, Major General. Pakistan, which claims that Shaheen 3 is a fitting response, so-called fitting response to India's Agni arsenal, has once again fallen flat. It has nothing but turned into a dud. Major General, how do you look at the situation for Pakistan, which is quite literally depending on the leftovers from China?
Yes, you're absolutely right. You know, it is an indication that to what extent Pakistan is trying to compare itself with our own missile systems, as you rightly said. Shaheen 3 is comparative to our Agni 3 and our Agni 5 missile. It's a medium-range ballistic missile which Pakistan claims that it has a range of 2,750 kilometers. The reason for this failure most probably is the propulsion, because this missile actually functions on a 2 or a 3-stage propulsion, and transiting from one propulsion stage to another propulsion stage requires a great deal of technology, a great deal of expertise in their own missile systems, which I feel is lacking. Because first time their Shaheen 3 missile was test fired in 2015. So you can imagine that it has taken them 10 years and still they have not been able to fix the bug in their own missile systems, trying to compare with our own India's missile capability. So I would sum it up to say that Pakistan has got a long way to go in their own missile capability. They are too much dependent on the Chinese assistance, and it won't surprise me if their Shaheen 3 has also been built with Chinese parts and the Chinese spares, which we have seen in Operation Sindoor also. Their PL-15 missile, how it failed and fell down in Hisar. So I think a similar fate is in store for their other missiles also. They have a long way to go.
That's right. Major General Rajan Kochar, thank you for joining me with your insights. We also have Major General Shashi Asthana also joining us live on this broadcast. A very good afternoon to you, Major General. China's leftovers are Pakistan's assets, and Shaheen 3, the much-hyped missile, has once again gone up in smokes, quite literally.
Certainly, Pakistan doesn't have the kind of indigenous technology which is required to have a successful MRBM. This is a medium-range ballistic missile, which is planned to be fired from the land-based assets. Now, if you look at, firstly, why are they looking at it? The range, that is 2750 kilometers, or that is a claimed range, basically indicates that they are also looking at hitting perhaps striking the Andaman Nicobar bases or something like that, so that the entire range of the Indian arsenal, wherever or all Indian bases, they come under the cover of these missiles. So that is the strategic intention as far as this missile is concerned. As far as technology is concerned, they are still piggyback on technology of China or other countries. So apparently the technology has still not matured. They've been trying it for almost a decade now. But even after a decade, they've not been able to mature a technology of a range which they claim. So this is perhaps another setback as far as Pakistanis are concerned. There are a few more setbacks which Pakistanis have faced in the recent past because they were also looking at certain long-range missiles. And I think Americans have told them that why do you need a long-range missile? Because if your threat is only India, then I don't think you need anything more. So that means the ambitions thereafter are being questioned, even when the so-called Field Marshal Asif Munir was being questioned in White House. So what I'm given to understand is that their missile program is firstly suspicious, secondly not indigenous, thirdly unreliable, as much as the unreliable technology of Chinese, which was being displayed in operational Sindoor. So all in all, I think they have a long way to go as far as missile development is concerned.
That's right, Major General. Thank you for joining me live on this broadcast. In fact, we also have Ishan joining us from the national capital. Ishan, Pakistan's missile dreams have quite literally gone up in smoke, and it claims that this particular missile can reach Andaman and Nicobar, but it didn't even get out of the district. It's a big slap on Pakistan's missile ambitions.
Yes, this is a big failure for Pakistan in general. They have been trying to develop this missile since the early 2000s. This was formally inducted into the Pakistan arsenal in 2015. Since 2015, they have done 3 major tests, of which 2 have failed. This was the 4th test, and this 4th test is also ended in failure. This early reports came in that this was near a Balochistan base where they had fired, and it was supposed to go for a test of 2,750 kilometers. However, it barely got out of Balochistan. Shaheen is basically a 2-stage solid fuel propelled missile system that was developed as a response to the Agni program of India, and is basically there for protecting and ensuring that India does not take any misadventures. But however, it has been seen that this is a total failure of a program, and Shaheen is basically nothing more than a dud.
That's
Shaheen
right, Ishan.
also,
Yes. Go on, Ishan.
Shaheen also relies on inertial navigation and GPS-based guidance system. However, these systems are not very reliable since the control of these systems largely lie with the United States. Shaheen is basically developed after Dongfang 3 of the Chinese missile arsenal, and Dongfang 3 technology has been used to propagate this missile technology in India. However, these are unconfirmed reports, but there are very strong suggestions in design, technology, and other aspects as seen in the images of the Shaheen. The launcher system is basically 2-part. One is the ground launch system, and the other one is the trailer launch system. The trailer launch system has not been tested yet. Only the ground launch systems have been tested.
Right, Ishan, thank you for joining me with those insights. Let's now move on to more breaking news coming in. The Enforcement Directorate, viewers, has filed a case against Myntra designed for forex violation of 1,654 crore rupees. Myntra has come under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate, which has filed a FEMA complaint against the e-commerce giant for allegedly violating foreign direct investment norms. And this is now an e-commerce giant, Myntra, under the Enforcement Directorate's radar, a case involving a staggering 1,654 crore rupees foreign exchange violation. And this case has been filed against the fashion platform. The Enforcement Directorate has slapped a FEMA complaint citing serious violations of the India's foreign direct investment norms. And what we have to understand is that Enforcement Directorate's action is based on suspected misuse of FDI norms in the retail sector, where direct selling to consumers is restricted for certain models. And Myntra, which is owned by Flipkart, ultimately Walmart, allegedly routed funds in a way that circumvented Indian FDI rules. FEMA violations of this scale often trigger such complaints, such probes by the Enforcement Directorate, which looks into the financial aspect. In fact, we also have our Executive Editor, Shawan Sen, joining us live. Shawan, help us understand Enforcement Directorate's heat on Myntra and what is it citing in its FEMA complaint?
Well, in fact, several of the e-commerce giants have been under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate. This comes after multiple searches were carried out at the campuses of Amazon as well as Flipkart. Now, Myntra has come under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate because they believe that Myntra was engaging in a multi-brand retail trade, and that was in the guise of wholesale trade. Now, what's important to point out here is that under the Foreign Exchange Violations Act, there is a certain capping that is done in terms of the sales that they make through wholesale. That is roughly about 25% is what we are given to understand. In this particular case, Myntra has basically violated that. Now, that's an allegation that has been leveled by the Enforcement Directorate because they say that there is a clear contravention of about 2 sections of the Foreign Exchange Violation Act, and under which they believe that this fashion company has now violated forex violation of roughly about 1,600 crore rupees. And remember, this is a penalty that is likely to be imposed by the enforcement directorate, which of course the fashion company can certainly challenge this before an appellate authority once they receive this particular notice from the enforcement directorate. But now a confirmation coming in from the enforcement directorate that they have basically carried out an in-depth investigation, following which they believe that there has been a forex violation of roughly about 1,600 crore rupees.
Also, Shravan, help us understand what next for Myntra. Can it challenge Enforcement Directorate's complaint?
Well, the matter will certainly be adjudicated in an appellate authority, and certainly you would have the fashion company coming, at least putting across their response, whether at all they believe that they have followed all the rules and regulations under the Foreign Exchange Act. Now, important to point out here is that there is a declaration that has been made by them with regards to getting funds on the basis of carrying out wholesale trade. Now, it turns out that it was not exactly a wholesale trade, but it was a multi-brand retail that they were engaging in, and that comes with a certain kind of sections which have been flouted, and that is the reason why this notice has now been issued against Myntra, which of course they do have the possibility, they do have the room to challenge this, at least before an appellate authority. We haven't really heard from Myntra as yet with regards to what would exactly be their response. Are they going to challenge it immediately, or whether at all they have actually received the notice from the Enforcement Directorate? And in all likelihood, they would have had the opportunity to explain their position before the Enforcement Directorate when this matter was being investigated.
Right, Shravan, thank you for joining me with those details. Myntra is now considering all options. We'll have to wait and watch what their next move will be. But it's time for us to get you a roundup of the top stories from across the nation.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Air India CEO Campbell Wilson and DGCA DG called by Civil Aviation Secretary for a meeting with the submissions of 1 month after the crash. The Air India CEO has to submit detailed report on check and maintenance of Boeing's and Airbus after AI-171 crash. DGCA also to brief the Secretary on what actions and notices were served to airlines and did they follow it or not. The meeting is called at 7 p.m. today. Now, a unit of Uttar Pradesh STF busted an illegal embassy running in Ghaziabad. STF has also arrested Harshvardhan Jain, who was running an illegal West Arctic embassy by taking a rented house in Kavinagar, calling himself consul or ambassador of countries like West Arctica, Saborga, Polvia, Lodonia. He used to travel in vehicles with diplomatic number plates. All of them have been recovered. PM Modi has departed for a two-nation visit to the United Kingdom and Maldives. PM Modi will pay an official visit to UK from 23rd to 24th of July. It's time for a quick break, viewers. On the other side, we'll tell you about government denying opposition's demand of farewell speech of former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. And we'll tell you more about the Prime Minister's two-nation visit as he has now embarked for this trip to UK and Maldives. And the first stop will be UK. Stay tuned.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
PM Modi embarks for two-nation visit to UK and Maldives. PM's first stop will be the United Kingdom. ECI kickstarts the process for new Vice President. ECI to notify today to political parties to nominate VP candidates soon. Government has denied opposition's demand for a farewell speech of former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. A 16-hour debate on Operation Sindoor has been scheduled for next week in the Parliament. Air India CEO Campbell Wilson and DGCA DG Faiz Siddiqui have been called by Civil Aviation Secretary for a meeting in MoCA. The Air India CEO has to submit detailed report on check and maintenance of Boeing's and Airbus after AI-171 crash. Akhilesh Yadav holds party meeting in Parliament Mosque with party MPs, BJP leaders to stage protest. Pakistan's Shaheen-3 long-range ballistic missile test fails. Damage pattern suggests propulsion malfunction or in-flight structural failure. Viewers, we have some big breaking news coming in. Kiren Rijiju has met the Union Home Minister Amit Shah in his chamber. A meeting is currently underway between Rijiju and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and the details of the meeting will be out soon. But what we understand is that as we speak, this all-important meeting between HM Shah and Kiren Rijiju is currently underway in his chamber. That's the big breaking news that we are tracking at the moment. The details of this meeting will be accessed very, very shortly. But right now, what we are breaking here is the fact that Kiren Rijiju is meeting HM Shah in his chambers in the Parliament. It's a key meeting, viewers, that's underway between HM Shah and Kiren Rijiju. And this comes after the Parliament proceedings were adjourned till tomorrow. And the meeting is an all-important meeting between Kiren Rijiju and HM Shah, the details of which will be out very, very soon. Harsha will give us all these details. We're waiting for Harsha. And but let's now stick to the breaking news. That is, an all-important meeting is currently underway between Rijiju and HM Shah in his chamber. We have Harsha joining us live. Harsha, tell us about this meeting between Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju and HM Shah.
So yes, Deepak, there's a very important key meeting which is underway in the chamber of HM Amit Shah. It is just after the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, both houses of the Parliament got adjourned, that immediately Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju rushed to the chamber of HM Amit Shah. It's a very important key meeting because what we see is that ruckus and chaos, there's a never-ending in the Parliament session. Since the first day of the monsoon session, there has been continuous stormy session from the side of the opposition party. They are not letting the monsoon session run, and it was convened also from the side of the ruling party that there needs a cooperation from the side of opposition party so that the business of the house could run. But that's not happening right now, and there are also so many demands which has been raised by opposition party because they want the discussion, because they clearly want the discussion on the issue of SIR, and therefore they want the meeting to be done, and that's what Kiren Rijiju and HM are meeting right now.
Right. Also, Harsha, tell us about what the outcome of this meeting could be, because like you clearly mentioned, Kiren Rijiju is apprising HM Shah about the way opposition has been blocking the parliamentary proceedings. Tell us more, Harsha. In fact, Akanksha is joining me. Harsha, stay on with me. Akanksha, tell us more about this meeting, especially after 3 days of monsoon session being completely marred by protests by the opposition. Kiren Rijiju meeting HM Shah is a very, very big development, Akanksha.
Well, absolutely. This key meeting is currently underway, and this is in the chamber of Home Minister Amit Shah. And part of this meeting is Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju. In fact, what we're learning is that this has come after there was a stalemate as far as both the houses are concerned. As we've been reporting, Deepak, as soon as the proceedings start, they are in fact getting adjourned. And this has been happening in the last 3 days. Back to back is something we are witnessing here in the Parliament. But as far as Kiren Rijiju is concerned, remember he has been saying that by doing these protests, the opposition leaders are wasting the money of the taxpayer. And they have said that there should be a discussion and no disruption at all. In that backdrop, what we're learning is that this crucial meeting is currently underway because opposition parties are raking up the issue of Operation Sindoor. The central government has said that they are ready to discuss that next week on Tuesday for 16 hours. But there are other issues that, in fact, the opposition parties are raking, for example, of Bihar survey. So in that backdrop, there's a lot of chaos. There was massive uproar in Parliament today. And in that backdrop, now what we're learning is that this key meeting is currently underway. That is between Amit Shah as well as Kiren Rijiju. Deepak.
Right. Akhilesh, thanks so much for joining us with those leaders coming in. We'll keep a close eye on those minute-by-minute developments that are happening right now in the national capital. Viewers, now we shift our focus to the other big story that we're tracking for you, viewers. This is a story coming in from the national capital region, viewers. Now, this is about a unit of Uttar Pradesh STF, Noida unit of the Uttar Pradesh STF that has busted an illegal embassy operating in Ghaziabad and arrested Harshvardhan Jain. He's son of J.D. Jain. He is a resident of Ghaziabad, and this is an illegal embassy of sorts that was now operating. And there you have, even there's this number plate of it. There you have the visuals of that car that has been, I believe, seized. And now we have these visuals from Ghaziabad where cash has been seized. Yes, high-end cars have also been seized. You can see these are the high-end cars that speaks of Baron West Arctica Honorary Consul. And this is a Mercedes that has been seized, the number plate of that. It's a secret embassy. UP STF, Special Task Force, has conducted raids in a rented house in Ghaziabad's Kavi Nagar. And accused Harshvardhan Jain has been arrested by the STF. And this is the breaking news we have right now. We'll try and get you more updates. But this is a... All right, my colleague Soumya is joining us live on the broadcast. For more, Soumya, tell us more about this secret embassy that was in the works from Ghaziabad.
Yes, well, Rakshita, see, the Noida unit of Uttar Pradesh STF made the arrest yesterday. A case has been registered as well under various sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that is 318, Section 318, 4, 336, 338, 3 and 342. So now, at the moment, the details that we have picked up that the embassy, a fake embassy was operative here, and it was run by an individual named Harshvardhan Jain. Even the neighbors here are claiming that they saw multiple cars with different number plates for years, and the flags were also there on those cars. So now this particular individual used to run a fake embassy of West Arctica, and not just that, few other micronations as well, like Sabroga and Lodonia. With that, he also used to broker deals with companies, help broker deals with companies and individuals in the pretext of securing jobs. And not just that, he also used to run Hawala rackets via shell companies. So these are the details that we're picking up at the moment. And as the investigation moved ahead in his case, the police also found out his connection with international arms dealers like Chandraswamy and Khashoggi. And apparently in 2011, a case was registered here in Kavi Nagar police station itself, wherein he was found with an illegal satellite phone. So these are the details we have picked up. Now, when the arrest happened yesterday, police recovered a lot of things like 4 cars with diplomatic plate numbers, 12 other diplomatic plate numbers other than those with the cars, and then there was foreign currency currencies that were found, 2 forged PAN cards, 2 forged press cards, foreign currencies, and also cash amount was also recovered, something around 44,70,000 to be precise. So when the arrest was made, these many details had come out after the arrest. Back to you.
Right, Soumya. In fact, viewers, just stay on with the Soumya. You also got us this conversation when you interacted with the neighbors of the individual right now on the scanner. Let's take a listen into that, viewers.
मैंने देखा है यहाँ कम से कम 5-6 गाड़ियाँ इस मकान के आगे और उनके ऊपर ब्लू कलर का फ्लैग लगा हुआ था और ऐसा लगता था कि जैसे कोई इंस्टीट्यूशन का हो या कैसा हो। तो ये तो हम काफ़ी टाइम से देख रहे थे, यहाँ पे काफ़ी गाड़ियाँ यहाँ पे खड़ी हो रहती थी इस मकान के आगे, लेकिन आवागमन लोगों का या इसमें आना जाना जो है वो इतना हमने नहीं ऑब्ज़र्व किया कि कोई लोग आ रहे हैं जा रहे हैं। लेकिन हमने गाड़ियाँ बहुत खड़ी देखी थी यहाँ पे 5-6 गाड़ियाँ और उनके ऊपर एक फ्लैग और उनका नंबर भी अजीब सा था, जैसे कोई आरटीओ जैसे गाज़ियाबाद का है या किसी उसका है, तो वो ऐसा लगता था जैसे कहीं बाहर का नंबर है या कुछ ऐसा नंबर है।
कितने साल से आपने कभी नोटिस किया कि कितने साल से ये सारी चीज़ें स्टार्ट हुई, कब से काज थे?
काफ़ी टाइम से मैं ये ऑब्ज़र्व कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मेरा रेजिडेंस पास में ही है और मैं यहाँ से निकलता बढ़ता देखता था, तो हमको भी ऐसा लग रहा था कि जैसे कोई फॉरेनर शायद यहाँ आए हुए होंगे या रहते होंगे, ये उनकी गाड़ियाँ होंगी, लेकिन ऐसा कभी ऑब्ज़र्व नहीं हुआ कि भाई ये कोई ऐसा एम्बेसी का भी मामला हो सकता है। जैसे अब सुनने में आया है कि भाई यहाँ कोई एम्बेसी चल रही थी, लेकिन ये हमें सडनली जो है ये पता चला कि भाई यहाँ पर ऐसा हो रहा है। तो ये काफ़ी टाइम से था, मैंने देखा है, ऑब्ज़र्व किया है मैंने यहाँ।
ये फैमिली मेंबर्स को जानते हैं आप? कितने फैमिली मेंबर्स रहते थे इधर?
ये एक्चुअली क्या है, ये बड़ी कोठियाँ हैं, यहाँ पे सब लोग रिजर्व रहते हैं और कोई फैमिली मेंबर्स हो तो हम किसी से परिचित नहीं है और ना ही है कहते हैं ये।
और पुलिस स्टेशन भी काफ़ी पास में है, तो कभी क्या ये कभी पुलिस को और इन लोगों को कभी ये नहीं हुआ कि यहाँ पे ऐसी इन नंबर प्लेट्स की गाड़ियाँ क्या करिए?
नगर जो है पुलिस चौकी पास में ही है, यहाँ से मेरे ख्याल हार्डली 500 मीटर 600 मीटर दूरी पर पुलिस चौकी है और एक बहुत ही स्कूल भी पास है यहाँ पर, KDV स्कूल है यहाँ पास में ही है और काफ़ी प्रोमिनेंट लोग रहते हैं यहाँ इस इलाके में। तो लेकिन कैसे जो है ये नहीं समझ में आया।
यूपी के गाजियाबाद में फर्जी दूतावास चलाने वाले हर्षवर्धन जैन को यूपी STF ने गिरफ्तार किया। STF ने जब हर्षवर्धन जैन की गिरफ्तारी की और गाजियाबाद में जो फर्जी दूतावास बनाया गया था उस दफ्तर में पहुंची तो घर के बाहर लग्जरी गाड़ियों का एक तरीके से जखीरा खड़ा मिला। ये काले रंग की गाड़ी आप देख रहे हैं, मर्सिडीज गाड़ी है, लेकिन अमूमन जिस दूतावास में गाड़ियों का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, झंडे लगे होते हैं, नीले रंग की जो नंबर प्लेट होती है, संभवतः वैसी ही तस्वीर आपको इस गाड़ी में भी नजर आएगी। सबसे पहले गाड़ी के फ्रंट पे आप देखेंगे झंडा जो कि किसी देश का झंडा होता है उस तरीके से यहाँ पर लगाया गया। लेकिन गौर करने वाली बात यह कि इस काले रंग की मर्सिडीज गाड़ी में जो नंबर प्लेट लगाई गई है वो अमूमन एम्बेसीज की गाड़ी में जो नीले रंग की नंबर प्लेट होती है हूबहू उसी तरीके से है। और इस नंबर प्लेट पर आप देखेंगे हॉनररी काउंसिल बैरोन वेस्ट आर्टिका जो एक कंट्री का नाम है उसका नाम यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है। लोगो आप उस देश का यहाँ पर आपको लगा हुआ नजर आ जाएगा और इस नंबर पर नजर डालिए DL3CAJ 6960। तो ये नंबर प्लेट आपको इस तरीके से लगी है, लेकिन ठीक इसी नीले रंग की नंबर प्लेट के नीचे आप एक सफेद रंग की नंबर प्लेट देखेंगे, उसमें CDI03 जो कि एम्बेसीज की गाड़ी में छोटे नंबरों का इस्तेमाल होता है, तो वो नंबर आपको यहाँ पर नजर आ जाएगा। और ये काले रंग की गाड़ी का इस्तेमाल इसलिए किया जाता था ताकि कोई भी शख्स जब गाजियाबाद के इस दूतावास में पहुंचे जो कि नकली दूतावास तैयार किया गया था, तो उस पर भरोसा जो है वो कायम किया जा सके, उसको लगे कि वाकई इस जगह पर जो दूतावास है वो चल रहा है। सिर्फ एक देश का दूतावास नहीं, इसी तरीके से 3 से 4 अलग अलग देशों के दूतावास किराए के घर में चल रहे थे और हर्षवर्धन जैन उसको चला रहा था।
All right, viewers, now we shift our focus to the Judge Cash scandal. Viewers, the Supreme Court today said it will constitute a bench to hear Justice Yashwant Verma's petition challenging the in-house inquiry committee's report which indicted him in the cash at residence row. Meanwhile, CJI BR Gawai recused himself from hearing the plea against Justice Verma. in Supreme Court. Now, the CJI says that it won't be possible for him to take up the matter because he was also part of the committee. Meanwhile, despite the matter reaching Parliament and an impending impeachment motion against him, there has been no FIR yet against Justice Verma. And so this is the impeachment storm in the Parliament, viewers. And today the Supreme Court has spoken on that. Supreme Court has said that it will constitute a bench right now. Today, I mean, that is the latest update we have right now. And at the same time, viewers, there is the impeachment motion that is in the works in the Parliament. There's a key meeting that is underway in the Parliament as well. But the burning questions, viewers, with regards to this is why has no FIR been registered even after 4 months? Who is responsible for delaying? Why, of course, first of all, why there is no FIR yet, and who is responsible for the delay in this legal process? Is the delay deliberate to protect Justice Verma? What is preventing the authorities from taking action? And also, of course, there is this procedure in the Parliament that has to be, of course, examined. There are many revelations that were made. Remember, till now, the committee held that cash and money was found in storeroom of Justice Verma's residence. This has been ascertained. And access to the storeroom was in active control of Justice Verma and his family members. Earlier, he had said he has no clue about it. Now, burnt cash or money was removed from the store room during the wee hours of 15th of February. This was removed. And later on, we saw that this video went viral after a few days. So this is the in-house panel committee's report that has been now, that has made some revelations. But despite all of that, if it was a common man, viewers, there would have been an FIR and there would have been an investigation that would have been conducted in time. There could have been a possible arrest as well. But now we have this, there's a justice, Delhi High Court's judge, who was now under scanner, and there's no FIR against him. So 4 months, no FIR. Yet, meanwhile, there is, of course, there is this impeachment motion that is in the works right now in the Parliament. There's a meeting going on as we speak. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi has embarked on a 2-day visit to United Kingdom. Prime Minister Modi will pay an official visit to the United Kingdom from the 23rd to 24th of July. In the second leg of this visit, Prime Minister will undertake a state visit to Maldives from the 25th to the 26th of July. Prime Minister also shared an update on social media saying that he's looking forward to talks with the Prime Minister Keir Starmer and meeting King Charles III.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has embarked on a 2-nation tour. His visit to the UK, scheduled from July 23rd to 24th, aims to strengthen bilateral ties between India and the United Kingdom. The highlight of Prime Minister Modi's visit will be the signing of the India-UK FTA, which has been under negotiation for 3 years. This agreement is expected to eliminate tariffs on 99% of Indian exports to the UK and reduce tariffs on 90% of British products.
The India-UK partnership, as you're aware, was upgraded to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2021, and since then has seen regular high-level political exchanges, and both sides remain committed to taking this partnership to even higher levels.
According to the Ministry of External Affairs, Prime Minister Modi will hold wide-ranging discussions with his UK counterpart on the entire gamut of India-UK bilateral relations. He will hold wide-ranging talks with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer covering trade, defence, climate, innovation and education. He will also meet King Charles III. After the UK visit, Prime Minister Modi will travel to the Maldives between 25th and 26th July. He will be the guest of honour at the Maldives' 60th Independence Day celebrations. The Prime Minister is set to hold talks with President Mohammad Muizzu to strengthen bilateral ties and review progress on the India-Maldives joint vision for a comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership. The visit aims to reset and enhance India-Maldives relations, which has been strained in the recent past.
Break, viewers, but on the other side, we will get you the latest on the mystery around Dhankar's surprise exit. The ECI has kickstarted the process for new vice president, and it will notify today to political parties to nominate the VP candidate soon. Also, on the other side, Air India has been, Air India CEO Campbell has been summoned. But the government, DG Faiz Siddiqui has also been summoned by the Civil Aviation Secretary for a meeting in the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Air India CEO to submit detailed report on the checks and maintenance of Boeing's and Airbus after AI-71 crash.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bengaluru, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध, MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of a 2-year-old Kaashvi who's battling spinal muscular atrophy type 2. Now, SMA type 2 is a rare genetic disorder that weakens the muscles, works slowly to degenerate the critical functions, and eventually makes independent mobility impossible. This little toddler urgently needs a 16 crore rupee gene therapy to survive. Kaashvi's parents are turning to you as they continue to fight tirelessly for her life. They need help of every Indian. Donations and shares can make a difference in Kaashvi's fight for a chance at a normal life. This is her story. Spread the word, contribute whatever you can. Every contribution counts.
This is 2 years, 8-month-old Kaashvi.
और अच्छे से.
A bundle of joy, all heart, all laughter. She is full of color, full of life. She's learning, playing, making memories. A childhood just beginning to bloom. But sometimes behind the brightest smiles, there lies a quiet shadow of something devastating. Within months, her world could change.
मामा देखिए.
Her muscles may stop responding. Her breath could grow weaker. Her little body might slowly shut down. This is what her future could look like. She's just 2 years, 8 months old, a smile too bright, a heart so brave, and a mind very sharp. But what's chasing her is relentless. Spinal muscular atrophy, a rare degenerative neuromuscular disease. It slowly takes away the ability to move, eat, speak, and even breathe.
What exactly was her age when you found out about this genetic disorder that she has?
So she was like 2.7 years old. Like it was detected last month in 23rd of June. Yeah, so with 23rd of June we came to know when the reports were out. So we went to a doctor and then she said like this, she is suffering from SMA and that is type 2.
Kaashvi is already fighting. Her muscles are growing weaker with every passing day.
Keshav, what are the symptoms that she is facing after she's discovered this genetic disorder? What are the kind of problems that she is going through after you found out that this is one of the disorder that she has?
Yeah, so luckily she didn't have any kind of, previously she used to have a lot, like she used to do coughing and she used to catch cold and every time so that was what she used to face previously. Right now, her symptoms is...
if she's sitting in a position, she will keep on sitting on that. She will request us that she wants to stand. She wants to play with other kids. So
yeah, she wants to say like, I need to stand, I need to walk. Okay, please help me to walk. Like those, like in her, these things she says like that.
She wants to do it, but her body is not supporting to do that.
Yeah.
But there is still a ray of hope. And it lies in one of the most advanced gene therapies in the world. It is called Zolgensma. Zolgensma replaces the faulty gene that causes SMA. A single infusion that treats the root of the disease, not just the symptoms. If given on time, this therapy can stop the disease before it causes irreversible damage. Children who received it early walked again, talked again, laughed again.
There are many doctors that you have consulted. What are they saying? What is the demand? What is the need that Kaashvi, what is the help actually that Kaashvi needs to get her childhood back?
What they're saying is we don't have any cure for this disease at this moment, but there is a preventive thing. So basically, like if we have, there are two options only for her at this moment available in India. So one is Zolgensma, so that is a one-time gene therapy, and it costs around 16 CR at this moment. It includes shipping and all these things, customs and all,
tax, GST, everything included.
Kaashvi deserves hers too. But time is running out. Zolgensma costs rupees 16 crore. And it must be given before Kaashvi turns 3. That's just 4 months away. She's fighting. But she can't do it alone.
We never thought that we have to do something like that. Like, we contribute in Milap and everything.
I was thinking in that way, like why us, why me? So I thought like maybe we can do things for her. So that's why she came to us. So I was thinking in that way also. Yeah, but it's tough.
You can help Kaashvi win. You can help her walk. You can help her breathe, live and dream again. Scan to donate. Every second matters. Every rupee counts. So do your bit now.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching live breaking. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you, viewers. So the monsoon session has entered its day 3, and of course, all eyes are on what debates are happening. But it seems that disruptions and chaos continues. We'll get you a lowdown of what happened on day 3. First, the headlines. Prime Minister Modi embarks for two-nation visit to UK and Maldives. Prime Minister's first stop, UK. Election Commission of India kickstarts the process for new Vice President. ECI to notify today to political parties to nominate the Vice President candidate soon. Government denies opposition's demand of farewell speech of former Vice President Dhankar. A 16-hour debate on Operation Sindoor has been scheduled for next week in the Parliament. Air India CEO Campbell Wilson and DGCA DG Faiz Siddiqui have been called by Civil Aviation Secretary for a meeting in Ministry of Civil Aviation. The Air India CEO has to submit detailed report on check and maintenance of Boeing's and Airbus after the AI-171 crash. Akhilesh Yadav holds party meeting in Parliament mosque with party MPs. BJP leaders to stage protest today. Pakistan's Shaheen-3 long-range ballistic missile test fails. Damage pattern suggests propulsion malfunction or in-flight structural failure. Breaking news coming in right now because the Prime Minister will intervene on Operation Sindoor discussion. Prime Minister will make statement in both houses of the Parliament on Operation Sindoor. So remember, the opposition has been demanding a debate on Operation Sindoor and has demanded the presence of Home Minister and the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister has decided that he will make a statement on Operation Sindoor in both the houses of the Parliament. Remember, the opposition led by Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, has been continuing to raise questions on Operation Sindoor. And after a lot of ruckus, we've seen a disruption in the Parliament of the past 2 days and adjournments in the Parliament, as we've seen in the previous sessions of the Parliament as well. There has been, of course, sloganeering, and there have been demands for debate on Operation Sindoor. And now we're getting to know that Prime Minister will be speaking on the operation in both houses of the Parliament. We'll try and get more updates as to when will he be speaking in the Parliament, when is that speech scheduled for. But yes, he will be speaking, and we'll try and get more updates on that. In fact, Harsha is joining us live in the broadcast. So, Harsha, the opposition had demanded that the Prime Minister be present during the debate on Operation Sindoor, and now he's going to make a statement in both the House of the Parliament. When can we expect that?
Yes, Rakshita, you rightly pointed out because today the BAC, which was scheduled at 12:30, when it concluded at 1 o'clock, we spoke to several opposition leaders like John Britas, Derek O'Brien, Sasmit Patra, and all the leaders and what our sources from the BAC have also confirmed us that this was a demand of the opposition party that they want Prime Minister to intervene on Operation Sindoor and Pahalgam. And now it has been decided that Prime Minister will be speaking and making a statement in both houses of the Parliament. Lok Sabha, it was already conveyed to all the Member of Parliament, and Rajya Sabha BAC today, it was conveyed to the Member of Parliament that because Prime Minister is not available this week because of his abroad travel schedule, next week Prime Minister is available. So on Tuesday, the debate on Operation Sindoor will begin at around from 12 p.m. around. It will begin on Tuesday next week in Rajya Sabha. And in Lok Sabha as well, the debate on Operation Sindoor will begin in next week. The 16 hours has been allotted, and at the end of the discussion, Prime Minister will intervene and speak and make a statement on Operation Sindoor and on Pahalgam, because this is the topic which Prime Minister didn't leave. On the first day of the monsoon session itself, Prime Minister spoke about it, stating that how our country's 100% strike rate was on the terror camps or in Pakistan, destroying all the terror camps. Back to you.
Right. In fact, stay on with us, Harsha. We also have another breaking news, and this is about the meeting that is currently underway between the Speaker of Lok Sabha, Om Birla, and JP Nadda, and the Home Minister, Amit Shah, in the Speaker's office. So, Harsha, as we speak, there is an important meeting that is underway. There have been a round of meetings. There have been back-to-back meetings since yesterday, and now there's a meeting between Nadda, Shah, and Om Birla. What's on the agenda?
Yes, Rakshita, there's a very important meeting which is underway between Nadda, Amit Shah, and Om Birla. And the Speaker's office, this meeting is this meeting is underway because we very well know that now in the impeachment motion has been accepted by the Speaker Lok Sabha, and the panel has to be constituted together by Speaker and the Vice Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And the panel will constitute one CJI of Supreme Court, one judge of High Court, and also one eminent jurist. The three panel probe committee will be constituted, and because government has already accepted, and at the floor of the House, the impeachment motion has to be brought. Once the impeachment motion is at the floor of the House, immediately the probe panel will be constituted. So this entire meeting and huddle in the Parliament is happening to constitute a probe panel, because today, by tomorrow or day after, a probe panel has to be constituted. Parliament itself is unable to run in the monsoon session. This is the first week, third day of the monsoon session, but the scheme meeting is underway for the impeachment motion to be brought against Justice Verma.
Right, thanks so much for joining us, Harsha. In fact, just stay on with us. We have some more breaking news. In fact, we have more updates coming in. Kiran Rijiju also, we learn, had in fact, before meeting the Home Minister, held a meeting with the Speaker Om Birla in the Parliament after the Lok Sabha had adjourned. Now, government is working on forming probe panel committee. Okay, that's what Harsha was telling us about. This is pertaining to the impeachment of Justice Verma, and this is a panel formation that is underway, and we've seen that there are back-to-back meetings that are happening, as Harsha was giving us details of that. That is what we were saying, that she was telling us about, that the impeachment has been now, what we understand, there is this process that has been underway, and it has been expedited. And this is the latest update we have. There have been back-to-back meetings. Now, what we know is that there is a huddle to form a probe panel for impeachment process, and there's a key meeting that has been underway for the impeachment. So that's the big update we have right now from the Parliament. And now we shift our focus to the other stories. In fact, former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar made an unscheduled visit to Rashtrapati Bhavan around 9 p.m. Monday, where he submitted his resignation to President Dr. Modi, citing health reasons and medical advice. The resignation. So we are learning now, he went straight from the Parliament at 7 p.m. Inside details coming in. He went straight from the Parliament at 7 p.m. on Monday. He left for Raisina, that is the President's house, Raisina Hills, unannounced. What we understand from this information is that there was no appointment also that was really sought prior or earlier. He just made this decision, what we understand right now. Details of the unannounced visit and, of course, the surprise resignation, viewers, are coming in on the 21st of July. This is 21st of July, that is Monday. And on Monday, around after 7 p.m., he goes to Raisina Hills and he submits his resignation to President Draupadi Murmu. And there's no farewell speech, remember, that is now scheduled. There are a lot of political theories. There are a lot of conspiracy theories also doing the rounds. But what we know is that there are many unanswered questions that are leading to these speculations. And in fact, Chandrakala joins us live on the broadcast from the National Capital. Chandrakala, we are getting in details now. It was something that happened all of a sudden. We understand there was no prior announcement made by Jagdeep Dhankar, and after 7 p.m. in the evening sometime, he went straight to Rashtrapati Bhavan and submitted his resignation.
Well, yes, absolutely. A very sudden move by Vice President, former Vice President on this because he has resigned on Monday. And of course, we know that an unscheduled visit to Rashtrapati Bhavan at 9 p.m. on Monday, which leaves us with a lot of questions. We have seen that a lot of speculation is underway right now as far as his resignation is concerned. That we know that a BAC meeting was scheduled where he was supposed to chair the BAC meeting, but it did not happen. Given the fact that JP Nadda and Kiren Rijiju did not skip, they did skip the meeting, and Nadda earlier has spoken to Vice President. He has informed the former Vice President that he's keeping the BAC meeting, and today the BAC meeting has taken place where the opposition has demanded that he should give a farewell speech, but of course that the farewell speech will not be given by the Vice President, the former Vice President, given the fact that he resigned mid-term. Well, a very shocking development. This comes after, I would say that his move comes after, right after the address being, of course, on the impeachment of Justice Verma. On the motion has been set when he was addressing on it, and right after that he gave a resignation. So a lot of speculation is currently underway. We are trying to track this development as to when and how. Of course, as we know that the Election Commission has definitely put out a circular as far as a new VP is concerned, and yes, we are currently tracking this development as we know that we are in front of his residence right now to track as to if some movement could happen, because yes. A lot of sources are also saying that he could shift from here, but there is no such confirmation as to when and how, because a government bungalow would be allotted for his shifting from this particular residence, which was he shifted here in April. In April, as you could see, and we are right in front of the Vice President, the former Vice President's residence right at this moment. We are tracking this development, and we look forward as to what happened, because the sudden move comes at a time when the very crucial monsoon session is currently underway, and we know that there is no smooth functioning of the session as of now. So yes, the former Vice President's resignation at one hand, and also on the other hand that the BAC meeting has called for a...
And in fact, there's no farewell speech that has been scheduled, and there is Congress. There is the opposition that is also batting for the farewell speech, and that's why there's a link also that is emerging that is much talked about. Also, given the fact that there was a call between Jairam Ramesh and Jagdeep Dhankar before he submitted his resignation, that also, of course, is under lens. So that, of course, again adds to many questions that are leading up to this. Thanks so much for the meantime, Chandrakala, for joining us. In fact, just stay on with us. We'll try and get you those unanswered questions that we are raising right now on Republic TV about what really has happened, why those sequence of events are something that are really raising many questions, how he suddenly cites health reasons in the night after 9 p.m. this news breaks. But before that, Chandrakala, we know that he was completely fine on the first day of the monsoon session. And as you mentioned about the BAC, the BAC meeting that was scheduled, and then there was a call between Jairam Ramesh and also Jagdeep Dhankar, and now we have the opposition, expressing concerns about his sudden exit, and are also batting for a farewell speech. The same opposition who had mocked Jagdeep Dhankar and moved to impeach him.
Well, yeah, of course, this is there are like a lot of such speculation being made. There are also instances as far as in the past that might have triggered, and also the fact that he has somehow expressed displeasure over the fact that two of his ministers skipped a very important meeting on BAC. So that might have triggered his resignation. So there are a lot of speculation as of now being made, but we will definitely updating on this, and we are constantly tracking on this development, and the opposition is leaving no stone unturned as to what could have happened. And many leaders from the Congress party has said that this is a disrespect to the former vice president. Let me tell you that the former vice president has served for nearly 3 years now, because after addressing the deeply divided Rajya Sabha as a chairman, so it's a huge development for the entire nation that he suddenly resigned from his post. This leaves us with a lot of questions as to what could have happened. So we continue to track on this development. Over to you.
Right, Chandrakala. In fact, these are many questions that are looming right now about the sudden exit of a Vice President of India. And meanwhile, we also have information about the Election Commission also kickstarting the process of the new Vice President of India. Any information on that? Because remember, there's going to be no farewell speech. That, of course, is also something that is quite raising many questions. That's also under lens. But there is also now the process that is being kickstarted for who will be the new Vice President. The candidates have also to be shortlisted. Shambhavi, in fact, is also joining us. Chandrakala, stay on with us. We have Shambhavi joining us. Shambhavi, what are you picking up as far as Dhankar's exit is concerned? What we know is that there is the process of electing the new Vice President is being kick-started.
Well, what we know so far is this, that around 7 p.m. he left the parliament, Mr. Dhankar left the parliament, and instead of returning home or following any known public schedule, he went straight to the president's residence, that's so unannounced. And then also say that the visit was not on the official calendar, and even top government officials were caught by surprise. So I would say that this sudden development has definitely sparked a way of speculation. We've seen even Congress or the opposition has been trying to come around with all kinds of speculation, associating the absence of top BJP leaders in the BAC meeting, or also saying that although it is very important to notice that Mr. Dhankar's health hasn't been very good. Even this year, March, he was admitted in the hospital for a cardiac-related problem, and then he also fainted in a very public event. So, but the opposition has definitely said that they are speculating all kinds of things. And now, as per Article 66 of the Constitution, the ECI needs to begin the process of electing a new vice president. It is going to be very interesting to see who actually comes up, what names actually comes up. Back to you.
Right. In fact, Chandrakala also continues to be with us. Chandrakala, there is this Congress link that has been under lens, and we continue to get our viewers more updates on that. We have some we have listed out some questions, if you can play them out. We have some unanswered questions. There's some questions that are still looming about what really happened. And remember, yesterday also we brought you the entire sequence of events that, in fact, raised more suspicions that there's something more than what meets the eye. We'll keep a close eye. Thanks so much to our reporters Shambhavi and Chandrakala. In the meanwhile, we shift our focus to the other stories. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has dialed down expectations for a Canada-US trade deal by the 1st of August. After a closed-door meeting with the premiers, Carney says that getting a good deal is more important than rushing to meet a deadline, especially with US President Donald Trump's threat of 35% of tariffs looming. Here's the report.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says that Canada won't rush or settle on a bad trade deal with the United States.
That depends. There's two sides to a deal. We will obviously we're working on behalf of Canadians, and we will agree a deal if there's one on the table that is in the best interest of Canadians, just as the United States will do in the look for the best interests of the U.S.
He says talks in Washington have been tough, with U.S. tariff threats up to 35%. But Canada, he says, has leverage and can afford to wait. Carney heads back to Washington soon for talks. But with the 1st of August deadline slipping, Canada's message is clear. No bad deal, quality over speed. Canada and the United States have been in a trade war since Trump took office in January, with tariffs and counter-tariffs hitting key sectors on both sides.
And now a debate in Bihar Assembly witnessed dramatic scenes today as Chief Minister Nitish Kumar interrupted the leader of opposition Tejasvi Yadav and questioned what did the Rashtriya Janata Dal, the RJD, the chief opposition party and his former ally had done for the state. The subject of the debate was SIR, Special Intensive Revision of Voter Rolls in the poll-bound state, but the Chief Minister did not specifically address this issue. What's this report?
A fiery confrontation in the Bihar Assembly has spotlighted the growing political tension between Chief Minister Nitish Kumar and opposition leader Tejasvi Yadav as mounting criticism intensifies ahead of the 2025 elections.
लेकिन हम लोगों ने जितना काम किया है और उसी को लेकर के सब जगह चुनाव में जाएंगे और एक-एक बात बता देंगे और पहले कुछ था।
Nitish Kumar asserted that he made Lalu Prasad Yadav into a political force, indirectly referring to Tejasvi's legacy. He criticized the previous decade's governance, saying it allowed rampant lawlessness and underdevelopment.
अरे भाई जानते हो बच्चा न हो, अरे तुम तो बहुत बच्चे न थे, अब जानते हो पटना शहर में भी शाम में कोई निकलता था, कोई शाम में घर से बाहर जाता था।
Tejasvi struck back strongly. He called the Nitish government inefficient and described the Chief Minister as tired and retired, urging voters to seek change with fresh leadership. Tejasvi also warned of potential voter suppression via the Special Intensive Revision of Electoral Rolls, alleging systemic targeting of marginalized groups and migrant workers.
तो आप जब इलेक्शन कमीशन नहीं मान रहा है, जब इलेक्शन कमीशन नहीं मान रहा है कि कोई घुसपैठियां नहीं है, कोई भी, अरे भाई सुन लो ना,
आप अपनी बात कहिए ना, अपनी बात।
कोई बाहर वही विदेशी के वोट से नरेंद्र मोदी प्रधानमंत्री बन गए। एलए ने कभी भी विदेशी नागरिकों के मामले चुनाव आयोग के सामने नहीं उठाए।
Tejasvi emphasized that Bihar needed a new vehicle, not a rickety old car, to move forward.
नहीं ये गलत बात है, ये गलत बात है, कटिए आप, वीरेंद्र जी निकाल बाहर करेंगे आपको।
Meanwhile, indie bloc leaders across Bihar continue protests against the EC's sudden electoral roll revision, claiming it poses a threat to democratic participation for hundreds of thousands. With elections due later this year, Bihar's political narrative is being shaped by questions of legacy, governance, and electoral integrity. This showdown between Nitish and Tejasvi now sets the tone for a high-stakes campaign.
आप जानते हो पटना शहर में भी शाम में कोई निकलता था।
Prime Minister Modi has embarked on a two-day visit to the United Kingdom. Prime Minister will pay an official visit to the UK from the 23rd to the 24th of July. And in the second leg of his visit, he will undertake a state visit to Maldives from the 25th to 26th of July. Prime Minister also shared an update on social media saying that he is looking forward to talks with Prime Minister Keir Starmer and meeting King Charles III.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has embarked on a two-nation tour. His visit to the UK, scheduled from July 23rd to 24th, aims to strengthen bilateral ties between India and the United Kingdom. The highlight of Prime Minister Modi's visit will be the signing of the India-UK FTA, which has been under negotiation for 3 years. This agreement is expected to eliminate tariffs on 99% of Indian exports to the UK and reduce tariffs on 90% of British products.
The India-UK partnership, as you're aware, was upgraded to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2021, and since then has seen regular high-level political exchanges, and both sides remain committed to taking this partnership to even higher levels.
According to the Ministry of External Affairs, Prime Minister Modi will hold wide-ranging discussions with his UK counterpart on the entire gamut of India-UK bilateral relations. He will hold wide-ranging talks with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, covering trade, defence, climate, innovation and education. He will also meet King Charles III. After the UK visit, Prime Minister Modi will travel to the Maldives between 25th and 26th July. He will be the guest of honor at the Maldives' 60th Independence Day celebrations. The Prime Minister is set to hold talks with President Mohammad Muizzu to strengthen bilateral ties and review progress on the India-Maldives joint vision for a comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership. The visit aims to reset and enhance India-Maldives relations, which has been strained in the recent past.
Hey viewers, but we tell you how Pakistan's Shaheen 3 long-range ballistic missile test has proved to be not at all ballistic. It has failed, and how. Damage patterns suggest propulsion malfunction or in-flight structural failure. And Akhilesh Yadav held a party meeting in Parliament's mosque with the party MPs. BJP leaders to stage protests against that today. We'll get you more on that. Stay tuned.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी। अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
I'm really excited to be a part of Republic AI pre-summit on 25th of July, where we discuss India's AI lead, the innovation, the impact, and the future of artificial intelligence in shaping the new India.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bengaluru, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
This is Republic Jack Olival Studio. Stay tuned for all the live and breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
Prime Minister Modi embarks for two-nation visit to United Kingdom and Maldives. First stop, United Kingdom. Election Commission kickstarts the process for the new Vice President of India to notify the political parties to nominate VP candidates soon. Government denies opposition's demand of farewell speech of former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. A 16-hour debate on Operation Sindoor has been scheduled for next week in Parliament. Prime Minister Modi to intervene in Operation Sindoor debate in both the houses. Air India CEO Campbell Wilson and DGCA DG Faiz Siddiqui have been called by Civil Aviation Secretary for a meeting. Air India CEO to submit detailed report on checks and maintenance of Boeing and Airbus. Akhilesh Yadav holds a party meeting in Parliament mosque with party MPs. BJP leaders to stage protest today. Pakistan Shaheen 3 long-range ballistic missile test fails. Damage patterns suggest propulsion malfunction or in-flight structural failure. Very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching live and breaking. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. The Uttar Pradesh STF busted an illegal embassy operating in Ghaziabad, that is in National Capital Region. It has arrested Harshvardhan Jain, son of J.D. Jain, resident of KB 45 in Ghaziabad, resident of Ghaziabad. And several items have been recovered, including fake number plates of vehicles, 12 diplomatic passports, and cash worth around 44 lakh rupees. So, there has been cash that has been seized, luxury cars. There you see many cars. In fact, luxury car has also been seized. The Mercedes there with the number plate mentioning consul. And there are morphed photos that were used to dupe people. It was an illegal embassy that was functioning out of Ghaziabad. High-end cars and cash has been seized. And this man, Mr. Jain, was posing as a fake ambassador. We'll try and get you more updates on that, viewers. But these are the visuals that have come in after the UP STF busted this embassy. Soumya joins us live from outside this, from the residence, I believe. Soumya, tell us more updates that you're picking up. How was this man functioning and how many people have been duped?
Yes, Rakshita, so apparently the arrest happened yesterday. The Noida unit of the UP STF busted this fake embassy here in Kavi Nagar. KB 35 is the address of this particular place, wherein this individual named Harshvardhan Jain was operating this fake embassy. Apparently, he was running embassies of 4 fictitious micronations. I'll request my camera person to give you and our view viewers a closer look. These plates that are outside from both sides of this gate clearly mentions the name of the fictitious country, West Africa, and him posing as His Excellency H.V. Jain, meaning Harshvardhan Jain. On the other side, there's another golden plate which says Seborga, another country, another fictitious micronation, Seborga, and His Excellency H.V. Jain. Up there, there's a flag on the terrace of this residential address as well. So apparently, this particular individual was operating this fake embassy for years now, had access to multiple high-end luxurious cars with diplomatic nameplates and flags as well, fake flags. He had morphed his images with the Prime Minister of India, the President of India, and also with senior dignitaries. He was operating from here. He was brokering deals for companies and individuals in the pretext of securing jobs, and also he was running Hawala rackets via shell companies. Now, when the arrest happened yesterday, the investigation led and revealed that he was also in connection with international arm dealers. Now, back in 2011, the STF found out that a case was registered here in Kavinagar police station against H.V. Jain, Harshvardhan Jain, when he was found in possession of illegal satellite phone back in 2011. Now, when the arrest was made yesterday, the sources within the STF have revealed that cash worth rupees 44,70,000 was found, foreign currencies are found, fake passports, fake PAN cards, among others, were recovered after the raid took place yesterday. Yeah, back to you, Rakshita.
Right, Soumya, thanks so much for joining us. In fact, Soumya got us an interaction with the neighbors also of Mr. Jain. Let's take a listen into what they had to say.
पांच छह गाड़ियां इस मकान के आगे और उनके ऊपर ब्लू कलर का फ्लैग लगा हुआ था और ऐसा लगता था कि जैसे कोई इंस्टीट्यूशन का हो या कैसा हो। तो ये तो हम काफ़ी टाइम से देख रहे थे, यहाँ पे काफ़ी गाड़ियाँ यहाँ पे खड़ी हो रहती थी इस मकान के आगे, लेकिन आवागमन लोगों का या इसमें आना जाना जो है वो इतना हमने नहीं ऑब्ज़र्व किया कि कोई लोग आ रहे हैं जा रहे हैं। लेकिन हमने गाड़ियाँ बहुत खड़ी देखी थी यहाँ पे, पांच छह गाड़ियाँ, और उनके ऊपर एक फ्लैग और उनका नंबर भी अजीब सा था, जैसे कोई आरटीओ जैसे गाजियाबाद का है या किसी उसका है, तो वो ऐसा लगता था जैसे कहीं बाहर का नंबर है या कुछ ऐसा नंबर है।
कितने साल से आपने कभी नोटिस किया कि कितने साल से ये सारी चीज़ें स्टार्ट हुई, कब से काज थे?
काफ़ी टाइम से मैं ये ऑब्ज़र्व कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मेरा रेजिडेंस पास में ही है और मैं यहाँ से निकलता बढ़ता देखता था, तो हमको भी ऐसा लग रहा था कि जैसे कोई फॉरेनर शायद यहाँ आए हुए होंगे या रहते होंगे, ये उनकी गाड़ियाँ होंगी। लेकिन ऐसा कभी ऑब्ज़र्व नहीं हुआ कि भाई ये कोई ऐसा एम्बेसी का भी मामला हो सकता है, जैसे अब सुनने में आया है कि भाई यहाँ कोई एम्बेसी चल रही थी। लेकिन ये हमें सडनली जो है ये पता चला कि भाई यहाँ पर ऐसा हो रहा है, तो ये काफ़ी टाइम से था, मैंने देखा है, ऑब्ज़र्व किया है मैंने यहाँ।
ये फैमिली मेंबर्स को जानते हैं आप? कितने फैमिली मेंबर्स रहते थे इधर?
ये एक्चुअली क्या है, ये बड़ी कोठियाँ हैं, यहाँ पे सब लोग रिजर्व रहते हैं और कोई फैमिली मेंबर्स तो हम किसी से परिचित नहीं है और ना ही है कहते हैं ये।
और पुलिस स्टेशन भी काफ़ी पास में है, तो कभी क्या ये कभी पुलिस को और इन लोगों को कभी ये नहीं हुआ कि यहाँ पे ऐसी इन नंबर प्लेट्स की गाड़ियाँ क्या करिए?
कबीरनगर जो है पुलिस चौकी पास में ही है, यहाँ से मेरे हार्डली 500 मीटर 600 मीटर दूरी पर पुलिस चौकी है, और एक बहुत ही स्कूल भी पास है यहाँ पर, KDV स्कूल है यहाँ पास में ही है, और काफ़ी प्रोमिनेंट लोग रहते हैं यहाँ इस इलाके में, तो लेकिन कैसे जो है ये नहीं समझ में आया।
And we have some breaking news coming in right now. The Embassy of India in China has announced that starting from the 24th of July, Chinese citizens can apply for a tourist visa to visit India after completing an online application. That's the breaking news we have. Remember, this marks the first time since the suspension of visas in 2020 that India has resumed issuing tourist visas to Chinese citizens after a 5-year hiatus. Now, this is coming in after 2020, viewers. In wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, that India had suspended all the tourist visas in view of that pandemic. And China had also then suspended the visas to Indian citizens and other foreigners during the pandemic. However, those visa restrictions were lifted in 2022 for students and business travelers. Many Indian students were not allowed, however, to return for physical classes. Now, in April 2022 also, there was a notice by IATA which stated that all tourist visas for Chinese nationals will no longer be valid. So the decision is coming in that back then had come in for tit for tat, but now we can also, it could be perhaps looked at as thawing the ties, as we've seen between India and China. Earlier we saw how India and China had announced a breakthrough in their ties as well. Senior executive head Abhishek Kapoor joins us on the broadcast. Abhishek, after 2020, we understand that there is this ban will be lifted. Can we read this as a thaw in Indo-China ties? I mean, there was a breakthrough earlier this year, withdrawal of troops from Depsang, Demchok. Now we have these tourist visas that are being now, the ban on that has been revoked. Abhishek. All right, we'll try and reconnect with Abhishek there on that. Both China, remember, in January had announced that it will resume direct commercial flights between Beijing and New Delhi also. And that's another latest update we have, that India will now be resuming tourist visas for Chinese citizens. And we have breaking news coming in right now. Karnataka government will launch a fresh caste and socio-economic survey from the 22nd of December. Covering the entire population of 7 crore people in the state. Around 1.65 lakh enumerators will be deployed and data will be collected digitally through mobile apps. The survey aims to eliminate caste discrimination and guide future welfare policies. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah says that the final report is expected by end of October. So there will be a caste survey from September. Smita joins us live on the broadcast from Republic Kannada newsroom. So the caste survey, Smita, is all set to begin from the 22nd of September, and there will be more than 1 lakh enumerators also deployed. Tell us more about what's really behind this survey and how is it going to be carried out.
Actually, technically, this can be called as resurvey because we already have in the state of Karnataka, there is the survey, which is actually the socio-economic and educational survey conducted 10 years before, which the sitting Chief Minister Siddaramaiah was adamant to be implemented. But his own party members, including Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar and many prominent castes in Karnataka opposed, saying that that survey was not scientifically conducted and also there were a lot of confusion regarding the numbers of the prominent castes, the population of the castes mentioned in the survey. But Siddaramaiah was very adamant. He openly had told that in his regime he will definitely make that old 10-year-old survey implemented in the state. But the Congress High Command, previously when both Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar met the High Command leaders of Congress in Delhi, it was a command by the Congress High Command to conduct a resurvey. It may also be because of D.K. Shivakumar pressure on the High Command to not to accept the previous survey, but the High Command clearly had told to resurvey, and now the Karnataka state government is all set to conduct this resurvey, which will start from September 22nd and will end by October 7. 15 days of short period is the tenure given for the survey, but the state government is all confident that this time there will not only be the manual survey, door-to-door survey, but also mobile application will be launched where the people can register their caste and the subcaste by their own.
Right, Smita, thanks so much for joining us with those details coming in from Bengaluru. Viewers, we have some breaking news coming in from the national capital now. Meeting between Lok Sabha and JP Nadda and the Home Minister in Speaker's office has now concluded. So that's a very important meeting that was underway just a while ago. And now we understand that it has been concluded. My colleague Harsha will be joining us to get us more details on that. Viewers, remember the impeachment motion against impeachment of Justice Verma is one of the most important topics that is being discussed in these meetings, what we understand. And now this meeting between JP Nadda, Amit Shah and Om Birla has concluded. And that's the breaking news we have right now. Remember, earlier there was another meeting which we understood that there's been Operation Sindoor statement by the Prime Minister on Operation Sindoor in both houses of the Parliament. And this is on day 3 of the monsoon session that we are getting in. Back-to-back developments and updates from that. And there have been meetings in the national capital. The latest one has just concluded. Viewers, now we shift our focus to what's other activities that are happening in the Parliament. And this is from the Parliament's mosque. Uttarakhand Waqf Board Chairperson Shadab Shams accused Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav of using the mosque on the Parliament Street in New Delhi for a political meeting and demanded an apology from him, saying it had hurt Muslim sentiments. Now, this is as he was reacting to pictures shared by SP MP Dharmendra Yadav on X, in which Akhilesh Yadav can be seen sitting along with several party MPs, including his wife, an MP, Dimple Yadav, party MP from Rampur, Maulana Mohibullah Naqvi, and Sambal MP Shafiqur Rahman Barq inside the mosque. You have the pictures of that. And this is, of course, under scan. In fact, the BJP has also planned to protest against this. BJP has slammed the quote-unquote mosque politics of Samajwadi Party, saying that it exposes the mindset of Akhilesh Yadav. Take a listen into what reactions are coming in on that.
जो बीजेपी के लोग हैं, मुझे तो हैरानी होती है और एक तरह से कहूँ तो हंसी आती है कि वो लोग कह रहे हैं कि समाजवादी पार्टी मस्जिद की धार्मिक की राजनीति कर रही है। वो लोग अपने गिरबान में झांके, ये राजनीति वही करते हैं और वही काफ़ी है इस प्रकार की राजनीति करने के लिए। हम धर्म की राजनीति नहीं करते, हम हक और इंसाफ की, सच की राजनीति करते हैं। जहाँ तक मीटिंग का मसला होता है, मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि अगर हमें मीटिंग करने के लिए क्या हमारे लिए कोई जगह कम पड़ गई है संसद के अंदर? हमारे पास क्या कोई स्थान बाहर नहीं है पार्टी कार्यालय का? क्या
जिस तरह से सारे सांसद वहां पर गए, कहा जा रहा है कि पार्टी मीटिंग के लिए इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, वोट बैंक की राजनीति कर रहे हैं अखिलेश?
ये बताइए, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, अगर आप इन्वाइट करें अपने घर पर या अपनी कोई संस्था पर, अपने कार्यालय पर, तो क्यों मना करेगा? मोहिबुल्ला साहब ने उन्होंने इन्वाइट किया था हम राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष अखिलेश यादव जी को कि वहाँ बुलाने के लिए, तो उस मकसद से वहाँ पे हमारे नेता माननीय अखिलेश जी विजिट करने के लिए गए थे। मीटिंग करने का कोई औचित्य नहीं है, ये सिर्फ मुद्दा बनाने की बात है। और रही बात मस्जिद के सम्मान की बात, हम भी करते हैं, कहीं कोई गलत नहीं चीज़ होनी चाहिए। इस प्रकार से जो लोग उंगली उठा रहे हैं, मैं उनसे ये आखिरी बात आपसे कह के ख़त्म करना चाह रहा हूँ, जो उंगली उठा रहे हैं उनसे पूछिए, जब मसाजिद को, मदारिस को ये बीजेपी सरकार निशाना बनाती, तब कहाँ ये लोग जाके छुप जाते?
आखिरी सवाल है कि भाजपा जो है जुम्मे के दिन प्रदर्शन करना चाहती है मस्जिद के बाहर, उन्होंने कहा है कि हम इस मुद्दे को उठाएंगे, ये सब नहीं अलाउ किया जाएगा।
जो ये चीज़ कह रहे हैं, मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ, तो फिर उन लोगों को भी इस चीज़ के लिए फिर सुनिश्चित करना चाहिए पूरे प्रदेश और देश के अंदर, जहाँ पर धार्मिक स्थल के अंदर अगर कोई धर्म का नेता चाहे मंदिर के अंदर भी जा रहा है, तो उनको सब जगह उन पर भी राजनीति के ऊपर रोक लगानी चाहिए। उसके बाद में फिर इस प्रकार का सवाल खड़ा कर सकते हैं।
And we have my colleague Gopi joining us live on the broadcast from New Delhi. Now, Gopi, of course, this is becoming really, really political. I mean, there is no understanding. I mean, there's no explanation of sorts from what really caused, what really led to, Akhilesh Yadav hold a meeting, not any party office, but hold a meeting in the mosque. And now BJP is saying that this is just the mindset of Samajwadi Party that is on full display.
Well, in fact, Rakshita, if you look at this particular story, there are two, sides of the story. One is wherein BJP is claiming, we have been seeing since morning that Jamal Siddiqui, the minority Morcha president, had also mentioned about this particular event that happened at this mosque, wherein the Samajwadi Party Supremo, along with other Samajwadi Party leaders were there. And also on other hand, if you see, Mohibullah Nadwi, who is now the parliamentarian from Rampur constituency, also has a say in the Delhi Waqf board. So if you talk about this particular mosque, it is Mohibullah Nadwi who had in fact invited the Samajwadi Party leaders there for tea. That is what Samajwadi Party is claiming. While if you look at it from the other side, what BJP is claiming is that this was a proper meeting, party meeting, which was held by the Samajwadi Party leaders. Well,
In fact, we have spoken to a few BJP leaders. We have been speaking to a few leaders since morning. They have said that Samajwadi Party has in fact used a religious space as their political space, and all of them have in fact condemned this action of Samajwadi Party Supremo. While also, if you look at the stills and pictures which have surfaced online, you would see that there are certain ethics which needs to be maintained in a religious space. Even that have been questioned time and again by many leaders throughout the day. So yes, political religious space being used as a political space is a complete no, as said by a few of the BJP leaders, as well as other leaders who have raised question towards using mosque as a political space. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Gopi, for joining us with those details coming in. Viewers, in fact, Shahnawaz Hussain of the BJP has also reacted to this development. Listen in.
कि इसकी जितनी निंदा की जाए कम है। समाजवादियों ने क्या मस्जिद पे कब्जा कर लिया है? दिल्ली वक्फ बोर्ड उस मस्जिद का मैनेजमेंट देखती है और जो इमाम हैं वो दिल्ली वक्फ बोर्ड के ज़रिए नियुक्त हैं, लेकिन वो सांसद हो गए। तो सांसद हो गए तो क्या समाजवादियों की मीटिंग होगी मस्जिद के अंदर? कहीं से भी ये स्वीकार नहीं। मस्जिद के अंदर जिस तरह बैठक की है, मस्जिद का भी अपमान किया और मस्जिद को राजनीति का अड्डा बनने नहीं दिया जाएगा। इसके लिए समाजवादियों को माफ़ी मांगनी चाहिए और कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
Now viewers, we will be getting you a quick look of more stories from coming across the country. This is Bharat in 1 minute.
Bharat 1 minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Supreme Court will form a special bench to hear Justice Yashwant Verma's challenge against a panel that indicted him after a large cash recovery at his home. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing for Justice Verma, sought an urgent hearing of the matter. Justice Verma denies wrongdoing and calls the case a conspiracy. In the Ajit Kumar custodial death case, a doctor from Tirupuvanam Government Hospital was today summoned by the CBI in Madurai for questioning as the central agency intensifies its probe. Early on Tuesday, the Madras High Court ordered the Tamil Nadu government to pay 25 lakh rupees as interim compensation to Ajit's family. The Ministry of Home Affairs will move out of Delhi's iconic North Block as part of the Central Vista revamp. It will shift to a new common Central Secretariat building with over 300 rooms allocated. Once vacated, North and South blocks will be converted into national museums under the Yuge Yugin Bharat project. Coming in right now, another case of conversion has been now busted. Another conversion racket has been busted after Balarampur in Uttar Pradesh. It is western UP's Agra, where this another case of conversion racket is emerging from. The main accused, Abdul Rahman, has been sent to 10 days of police custody. It has found that 2 girls had gone missing, and further probe led to the arrest of 10 individuals from Kolkata. And on the 19th of July, they were presented before the court and they were sent to 10 days of police custody. Now, in the same investigation, another accused, Abdul Rahman, was arrested. Interrogation of the accused arrested from different states and their social media accounts have revealed an important, a significant thing. In order to, what we're learning is that in order to brainwash the 2 sisters who were converted, just like many other Hindus, information and videos about Islam and the doomsday, Qayamat, was sent to them. A special type of literature was prepared to tell how one can go closer to Allah by converting to Islam. And before conversion, it was told to these girls, they were brainwashed, saying that the doomsday would come on the day when the whole world would give up their religion and accept Islam. Another propaganda video had emerged, pictures of democracy, Prime Minister Modi, Rahul Gandhi, all have been used to create a video in which it was written that government's laws and democracy have no place in Islam. So this is, these are big revelations that are being made. Just take a listen in to my colleague Jatin's report that has been filed from Agra.
मामले में मुख्य आरोपी अब्दुल रहमान को लेकर पुलिस जो है वो कोर्ट पहुंची है और आप देखेंगे कड़ी सुरक्षा के बीच में अब्दुल रहमान और बीच में आप देखेंगे कि फेस कवर उसने किया हुआ है। हालांकि पुलिस ने दोनों तरफ से इसको कवर किया गया है और अब अब्दुल रहमान को कोर्ट में पेश किया जा रहा है और संभवतः मैक्सिमम डेज की कस्टडी रिमांड मांगी जाएगी। इससे पहले जो 10 लोग गिरफ्तार किए गए थे उन सभी को 10 दिन की पुलिस कस्टडी में भेजा गया था और अब्दुल रहमान की गिरफ्तारी दिल्ली से की गई। अब्दुल रहमान इस कदर भी महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि पूरी साजिश कॉन्स्पिरेसी अब्दुल रहमान ने रची थी और उसी कॉन्स्पिरेसी को साबित करने के लिए, सबूत इकट्ठा करने के लिए पुलिस जो है वो कस्टडी मांगेगी और आप तस्वीरें साफ तौर पर देख रहे हैं कि अब्दुल रहमान को अब यहाँ से निकाला जाएगा और कोर्ट में संभवतः अब्दुल रहमान की जो पेशी है वो यहाँ पर की जाएगी। तो कहीं ना कहीं अब्दुल
आप थोड़े पीछे हटो।
धर्मांतरण का रैकेट चलाने वाला अब्दुल, देखिए अब वो अंदर कोर्ट में उसको यहाँ से ले जाया जा रहा है और कहीं ना कहीं जिस तरीके से धर्मांतरण कराया जा रहा था उसको लेकर तमाम जो बातें हैं वो अब कोर्ट में रखी जाएगी, सबूत रखे जाएंगे और उसी आधार पर आगे जो कार्रवाई है वो संभवतः अब इस पूरे मामले में जो है वो की जाएगी। मैक्सिमम डेज की जो कस्टडी है वो पुलिस के द्वारा मांगी जाएगी।
Some breaking news coming in. Rescue operations have been launched after a minor boy went missing after being trapped in the middle of a flooded river in Jammu. An incident reported from Badala Mang bridge near Rajouri town. Rescue operation is being carried out by the Indian Army. The army chopper has been deployed for rescue operations. So this is the update we have right on the landslides and floods in Jammu and Kashmir. And a boy has gone missing now. An army continues to carry out rescue operations across the length and breadth of the valley. Even in Jammu, we see that army has been part of rescue operations. Gursimran Singh joins us live in the broadcast. Gursimran, take us through what's really happening and what is the latest update as far as the hunt for the missing boy is concerned?
See, Rakshita, after 2 hour long operation, now the Indian Army has successfully now rescued this boy who was trapped near Badala Mang bridge in the outskirts of the Rajouri town. This was early this afternoon when he got trapped and there were no whereabouts of this minor, after which the Romeo force of the Indian Army that operates in the area, they came into the rescue operation along with the Jammu and Kashmir police and the CRPF that has been deployed there. Since the water level, they were increasing with the regular rainfall that is taking place in the upper reaches of Jammu and Kashmir, it was decided that the army will be requesting for the chopper. The chopper was brought in and using the army chopper, the minor has been rescued by the Indian Army. This is one of the operations that has been carried out by the Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir police and the CRPF, saving a precious life because the flow of the water was constantly increasing owing to the situation and the alert. Because if you speak of the 12 districts of Jammu and Kashmir, they have been put on the red alert by the IMD for next 24 hours. That is tomorrow till tomorrow evening, there will be a complete red alert, and during that time this boy has gone to the side of through the bank of this river, but the water level increased all of a sudden, due to which he got trapped. At a given point of time there was no clue about his whereabouts as well, but the Jawans of the Indian Army, they swung into the action. The chopper was also called in and he has now been rescued.
Right, Gursimran Singh, thank you so much for joining us with those details coming in. So success for the Indian Army, viewers. Their boy has been successfully rescued by the forces. On the other side, now viewers, after this short break, we'll tell you there is going to be a 16-hour debate. The time has been allotted for a debate on Operation Sindoor. Prime Minister will be speaking in both houses of the Parliament on Operation Sindoor. And Pakistan's Shaheen 3 long-range ballistic missile test fails. Damage pattern suggests propulsion malfunction or in-flight structural failure.
मैं तनु क्या सी कि अब हमें सेकंड इनकम बिल्ड कर लेनी चाहिए और तुमने वापस म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे डाल दिए।
ये फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स है।
मतलब
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स मतलब चुने हुए इंटरेस्ट बेयरिंग कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट विच इन्वेस्टमेंट, मतलब रेगुलर इनकम विच वी कैन विड्रॉ फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम।
मतलब म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
A very good evening, viewers. It's 4 p.m. and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Opposition continues to politicize ex-Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar's exit. But the big question is, who's the next Vice President? We'll get you all that and much more after a quick check on the headlines. Prime Minister Modi to participate in Operation Sindoor debate, 16 hours discussion time allocated in the Parliament. More details on Dhankar's resignation emerge. Dhankar reportedly visited President's house on 21st July unannounced. ECI kickstarts the process for new Vice President. ECI to notify today political parties to nominate VP candidates soon. Air India CEO Campbell Wilson and DGCA DG Faiz Siddiqui have been called by Civil Aviation Secretary for a meeting. In the MoCA, Air India CEO has to submit a detailed report on the checks and maintenance of Boeing's and Airbus after AI-171 crash. Akhilesh Yadav holds party meeting in Parliament mosque with party MPs. BJP leaders have hit out. Pakistan's Shaheen-3 long-range ballistic missile test fails. Damage pattern suggests propulsion malfunction or in-flight structural failure. First up, viewers, Air India officials, including CEO Campbell Wilson, are set to hold a crucial meeting with Ministry of Civil Aviation officials. And this meeting is set to take place at 7 p.m. this evening. And it will also take into account the multiple cases of technical snags that have been reported over the past 1 month and also just after AI-171 crash. And what we also understand is that in the last 3 days, there have been 4 incidents of air scares. Incident 1, Kochi to Mumbai AI-2744 flight that veered off, and 136 passengers were on board this particular flight. It skidded off the runway during landing in rain. And what we understood after the incident is that 3 tires had burst, engine cowling had been reportedly damaged. Now, the second incident that we're talking about is AI 2403 Delhi to Kolkata flight. The takeoff was aborted at 155 kilometers per hour due to a technical snag. The flight was stopped on the runway. There were a lot of passengers in this particular flight as well. So it was an air scare of sorts for them too. And the incident 3 is Hong Kong to Delhi flight AI 315, 170 passengers on board. Fire in the auxiliary power unit after landing. And this was also reportedly a very alarming scare for the passengers, but fortunately all passengers were safely deboarded. Now, the fourth incident involves a Calicut to Doha AI Express flight. 176 passengers were on board, and mid-air technical fault was reported on this particular flight as well. So, incidentally, it returned to Calicut 2 hours later. So now, with this particular meeting slated to happen at 7 p.m., all eyes will be on the reports that Air India CEO Campbell will be submitting to the Ministry of Civil Aviation as far as the checks, the maintenance, and also about these reports of recent air scares are concerned. And a detailed report will be presented by Campbell Wilson to MoCA officials. And to give us more insights about this, we also have Group Captain G.P. Bajpai, an IAF officer retired, is joining us live on this broadcast. A very good evening to you, Group Captain. An all-important meeting is slated for 7 p.m. where Air India CEO Campbell Wilson will be presenting a detailed report on the checks and maintenance of the Air India, Boeing and also Airbus flights. Do you think this should have been done a little earlier?
Good evening to you. First, on all 4 incidents which you have just now narrated, these incidents could have easily been converted into the accident, and the disasters could have taken place on any of those incidents which you have narrated, whether it was a reject takeoff or aircraft going out of runway during landing phase, or there was a pressurization air conditioning failure, aircraft is coming back. All these are very, very serious incidents. This speaks volume about the safety culture prevailing in Air India. Please mind it, these 4 serious incidents are available in public domain. How many such similar incidents have not been unreported, which is not available, or they have been logged on the airplane logbook but not come out in public domain, because there is no such practice that Air India or any, for that matter, any airline operator informs the public for whom they are operating their airlines. They don't inform. So we are lucky now this time, but you see the time span, within 48 to 72 hours, such 4 serious incidents have taken place. And before further proceeding, I must thank Republic TV only and only because of your Herculean efforts. This meeting has prevailed to the different stakeholders. Now MoCA has called a meeting for CEO Air India and DGCA Director General. I hope that nationalist collective virus will spread manifold. Everybody will put their head together and initiate remedial measures so that the flight safety culture, flight safety standards improves manifold. I am sure MoCA officials are going to put question to Air India CEO, why it is happening, what have gone wrong, what are your people, maintenance, operations, flight safety, what are they doing?
That's right, Group Captain. The need of the hour is safe flying conditions, and Air India clearly hasn't ensured them, and they haven't even conducted the necessary checks and maintenance, and nobody knows what kind of a report will Campbell Wilson submit to MoCA. But hold your thoughts, Group Captain, because we have more breaking news coming in. The Ministry of External Affairs has also issued a response. Meanwhile, on the Western media narrative on AI 171 crash, MEA has said, and I quote, "We have seen the report and have been working closely with the UK side from the moment these concerns and issues were brought to our attention. In the wake of the tragic crash, the concerned authorities had carried out the identification of victims as per established protocols and also technical requirements. All mortal remains were handled with utmost professionalism and with due regard for the dignity of the deceased. We are continuing to work with the UK authorities on addressing any concerns related to this issue. This is the MEA's statement. But coming back to you, Group Captain, don't you think that these checks and maintenance should have been done before the flight takes off? And the question is, how many more passengers will have to endure air scares before Air India, pulls up its socks? Because lives are at stake and the planes are not being maintained properly.
Your point is absolutely correct. The people who are doing the audits, the flight safety people, they have to go into details whether these are the repeated snacks, whether there was any maintenance work performed, is there any rogue component, how these things are coming up, such a serious incident, how come it is taking place. So they have to go into the minutest detail and initiate remedial measures on top priority so that these things are not repeated. I was coming back. In fact, DGCA officials also should be put to question by MoCA officials that when the various directive and ADs are coming from the ICAO or foreign regulatory authorities, why are you sleeping over on them? Why don't you issue the simultaneous directory if you cannot generate of your own anything which improves the flight safety standards within the Indian territory? So at least if any ADs or advisory is coming, please deliberate on it and not only issue, monitor its implementation, whether there is any mandatory modification has come or any urgent service bulletin has been issued or there is a serious advisory has been issued, it should be complied with and a confirmation should be sent to the DGCA officials. And in case if there is any lapse, they should highlight, they should flag it during their audits. And one more thing, whatever the previous audits have been carried out by DGCA, have the concerned airline operators have sent the action taken report to the satisfaction of DGCA authority. This action taken report should not only contain the corrective action, it should contain the preventive measures also, so that such lapses does not take place in time to come.
That's right, Group Captain, and it's not just about Air India. Airlines across the board, including Indigo, which reported a technical snag, has issued a statement, Group Captain. Stay on with me because this is the breaking news that we're tracking at the moment. And this statement is on a technical snag that was reported on a flight today. Indigo says a technical snag indication was noticed just before takeoff on Indigo flight 6E7966 operating from Ahmedabad to DU. And following the standard operating procedure, the pilots informed the authorities and returned the aircraft to the bay. The aircraft will undergo necessary checks and maintenance before resuming operations. But the big question here, Group Captain, is why weren't these so-called necessary checks and maintenance done before the flight was scheduled to depart?
With you, all these airline operators are not having due apathy with the passengers. They don't have any sense that how much urgency a particular passenger might be having to reach to his destination. He might be going for some urgent business commitment. He might be going to attend some serious patient. For them, it's very easy to cancel the flight. For them, it's very easy to reschedule the fine. Then the same passenger has to make so many rounds and this thing to get their refund. So they should be punctual. First, they should improve their flight safety culture. All the maintenance checks which are due should be checked, should be carried out properly. And the MEL, nowadays aircrafts are flying with the MEL. That is minimum equipment list. These things were originated by the OEM of the aircraft to undertake urgent commitment to complete the mission. Now it has become a way of life The aircrafts are being released left and right under MEL. MEL is that in case if any equipment or
Captain,
any system has become unserviceable.
That's right. It's time that airlines pull up their socks and don't risk any more lives. But thank you, Group Captain, for joining us live on this broadcast. Moving on to more breaking news coming in. An Al-Qaeda ring has been busted as Gujarat ATS arrests 4 individuals associated with Al-Qaeda. And according to initial probe, they came in Al-Qaeda recently and were fanatics of the terror ideology. 4 people have been nabbed from Uttar Pradesh, Delhi and Gujarat. And the module was on the radar of the agencies. The agencies were keeping a close track of all these 4 individuals and this particular Al-Qaeda ring as well. And finally, they have cracked down. These 4 were very close to carrying out an act of terror. This is huge. We have Gopi joining us on the phone line. Gopi, the Gujarat ATS has busted an Al-Qaeda ring. 4 associates have been nabbed. What is it that these 4 individuals were planning?
Well, in fact, Deepak, as per the preliminary information that we have gathered from our Gujarat ATS sources, what they have said is out of these 4, 3 are from Gujarat, while 1 person is not from Gujarat. While also they've got to know about this particular entire how they were arrested was the reason behind this was that they were functioning through a WhatsApp group. Now this WhatsApp group and also they were spreading Al-Qaeda's ideology and through some of the social media platforms there were some suspected applications as well which they were using. And now they are being interrogated intensively by the Gujarat ATS. Shortly, just after a short while from now, that is around 5:30, ATS DIG Sunil Joshi, ATS DIG, Gujarat ATS DIG Sunil Joshi might address a press conference today itself at around 5:30. That is what we have gathered from our sources. But yes, according to information received from Gujarat ATS officials, these 4 were connected to a particular module since long time, and they came in contact with Al-Qaeda through social media and different platforms, while they were also active on certain WhatsApp groups, and they were radicalized through these WhatsApp groups. That is what we are learning from our sources. We'll have to wait and watch what pans out next as ATS DIG Sunil Joshi is going to address a press conference shortly. Back to you, Deepak.
Right, Gopi, also tell us if the ATS has recovered any incriminating materials from them apart from the electronics, whether there were any IED components that were seized by the ATS, and also tell us for how long had this Al-Qaeda ring been active.
Well, in fact, as of now, as per the preliminary information, as I've mentioned, Deepak, that the interrogation is underway. And as per Gujarat ATS sources, they might reveal more information at around 5:30, which will be addressed by the ATS DIG Sunil Joshi. But what we are learning from our sources is that they were active on the WhatsApp group while they were also spreading Al-Qaeda's ideology. And this particular WhatsApp group, in fact, was radicalizing these 4 men who have now been nabbed by Gujarat ATS.
That's right, Gopi. All eyes will be on the ATS's briefing later today. But thank you for joining us with those details. Moving on to more breaking news. A meeting between Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh is currently underway in the Parliament. This is a huge breaking news that we are tracking. Lok Sabha Speaker is meeting the Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman in the Parliament, and the details of this particular meeting will be out very, very soon. But what we understand is that another high-level meeting is currently underway in the Parliament between the Lok Sabha Speaker and the Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh. Just a few moments back, we told you about Kiran Rijiju meeting HM Shah, apprising him about the kind of tactics that the opposition had been using in the Parliament to block the proceedings. And now, just after that key meeting, another all-important meeting is currently underway. This one between the Lok Sabha Speaker and the Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh. and this meeting is currently underway inside the Parliament. As we speak, Om Birla is meeting Harivansh in the Parliament, and the minutes of the meeting will be out very, very soon. We'll try and understand what this meeting is about. Moving on, viewers, US President Donald Trump has announced trade deals with Japan and the Philippines, setting tariffs on goods imported from both the countries. And the deals come ahead of an August 1st deadline for countries to reach trade agreements with the US, after which higher tariff rates may be imposed. Here's a quick report on that.
United States President Donald Trump announced that he had made the largest deal ever with Japan that involves reciprocal tariffs of 15% on the country's export to the United States.
I said to the Japanese trade representatives, and these were the top people, we concluded the one deal, Doug, and now we're going to conclude another one because they're forming a joint venture with us in Alaska, as you know, for the LNG. So I said we'll all do that together with Chris. Is Chris here? I don't know. Chris, right? If you could set that up, Doug, it would be great. But they're all set to make that deal now, so I think it's good. This was really the one they had to make, and we're going to make a deal with Japan on the LNG in Alaska, right? Okay, thank you very much.
In his tariff letter that was sent out to Japan earlier this month, Donald Trump had threatened 25% tariff on the country's exports to the United States from August 1st. That is 1 percentage point higher from the 24% rate announced during his April 2nd Liberation Day tariffs. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump also announced trade agreements with the Philippines and Indonesia, with both countries facing a 19% tariff rate on goods imported into the United States.
We're going to end up in a few months, we'll have more ammunition than any country has ever had. We're going to have more missiles than any country has ever had. We're going to have all the speedy missiles. We'll have the speedy ones, the slow ones, the accurate ones, the ones that are slightly less accurate. We have everything. But we will have more ammunition than any country has ever had. It's very important to me.
The agreements mark significant breakthrough in trade negotiations, with Donald Trump stating that the deals are a huge win for American industries and workers.
Enforcement Directorate has filed a case against Myntra Design for forex violation of over 1,600 crore rupees. Myntra has come under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate, which has filed a FEMA complaint against the e-commerce giant for allegedly violating foreign direct investment norms. And Myntra has issued a statement now saying that they are deeply committed to upholding all applicable laws of the land. Myntra is in damage control mode, and they have issued a statement saying that they are deeply committed to upholding all applicable laws of the land. Now, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a complaint under FEMA. In fact, we have Pranav joining us live from our digital newsroom. Pranav, tell us more about Myntra's statement and also about the case.
Well, yes, Myntra has now issued a statement, and the company has actually said that they have not received any copy of the subject complaint from the Enforcement Directorate. As we reported earlier, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a case, slapped a notice worth about 1,654 crore under the the FEMA Act, citing certain violations by the company. So this is in response to the ED notice that has been slapped earlier today.
Right. Also, Pranav, tell us more about what next. What will be Myntra's approach to this case? The complaint copy hasn't been handed over to them and they have not received it. Will they take the legal route?
Yes, they haven't yet indicated if they are going to take the legal route, but we have also sent a questionnaire to Myntra, and in fact we are waiting for a response, a formal response from the company. Sources have told us that it is likely that the company will take the legal route and may challenge the notice that has been sent by the ED.
Right, Pranav, thank you for joining me with those details. Moving on, top government sources, viewers, has spoken to Republic on the issue of SIR controversy. Now, sources say that the government cannot respond on behalf of Election Commission of India. ECI is a constitutional body and hence the government cannot debate or discuss on the workings of the Election Commission of India. Opposition, on the other hand, has been protesting, demanding a debate on the SIR issue. They have completely blocked Parliament proceedings. They have blocked Bihar Assembly proceedings. They want a debate, but sources are saying that the government cannot speak on behalf of the Election Commission. This as far as the Bihar voter list controversy is concerned. Lakhs of outsiders, lakhs of people who don't even exist. Their names were present in the voter rolls. And now after the data of this came to the fore, opposition is now demanding a debate. But top sources close to the government have said that the government cannot speak on behalf of the Election Commission. And the sources have said that the Election Commission is handling this. It is a constitutional body, and hence the government cannot debate it or discuss it and discuss the workings of the Election Commission of India. But the opposition is unrelenting. They are demanding a debate. They're protesting for a debate. They're holding placards for a debate on the ASIR issue. They're blocking Parliament proceedings for the debate. Bihar Assembly was also marred by protests. Meanwhile, let's tell you what happened in the Bihar Assembly. It was the third day of the Assembly, of the monsoon session of the Assembly, and it descended into complete chaos after an RJD MLA dressed in black to protest the Election Commission's special intensive revision of electoral rolls. And earlier in the day, the Grand Alliance members also staged a protest outside the main gate of the Bihar Assembly, raising slogans against both the state as well as the centre. Meanwhile, we have more breaking news coming in, viewers. 6 gelatin sticks and some detonators were found in a carry bag outside a toilet inside the Kaashvi BMTC bus stop. An FIR has been registered. The police are now going through the CCTVs at this particular bus station to identify those behind these explosives that were found inside a toilet at a Bengaluru bus stand. It was at the Kaashvi BMTC bus stop that gelatin sticks along with detonators were found. Whether there was a larger plot, who are those hidden hands, and who are those individuals who placed these gelatin sticks and detonators near the toilet in Kaashvi BMTC bus stop, that is something that the police is now probing. And these are some explosive developments coming to the fore from Bengaluru, because gelatin sticks and detonators were found near a toilet in a very highly populated bus stop of Bengaluru. It is the Kaashvi BMTC bus stop that we are talking about, which sees thousands of passengers inflow and outflow. And what we understand is that we have more details about this particular development. Gelatin sticks were found, and a total of 6 of them were found hidden inside a plastic cover. And the Kaashvi police and the anti-terror squad officials have visited the spot and have conducted an inspection. So far, they still haven't really gotten to the bottom of this entire seizure of 6 gelatin sticks and detonators that were found outside a toilet. But what we understand is that they are on it. The investigation is currently underway. There you can see this is the team of Kaashvi police and the ATS there scanning the bus stop in which gelatin sticks and other explosive materials were recovered just a few moments back. And this is the big breaking news that we are tracking. A breaking news that has sent panic and also ripples across Bengaluru, because this is one of the most highly populated bus stops across the Silicon City. And what we understand is that it is in this particular bus stop outside a toilet where 6 gelatin sticks and some detonators were found. In fact, we'll get more voices on this particular story, but right now these are the pictures that we have accessed, and these are the 6 gelatin sticks and the explosive materials that were recovered. We have Smita joining us live from the Kannada newsroom. Smita, tell us about these explosives that were found inside Kalasipalya BMTC bus stop.
As you were previously quoting, Kalasipalya is one of the most populated and the floating populated area. It is also a city center and a market area. So there is obviously tension in the place where we are getting information that gelatin sticks and some detonators are found. Police are rushing to the sites and trying to find out where exactly this was located, who bought us in, and what was the intention for, buying it there, keeping it there. So as of now, we are getting only information that 6 gelatin sticks have been found and also detonator. But as you can also see in the visuals that the police are already in the scene and they are trying to collect the primary information from the people who are there, who noticed that first and inform the police. But panic in the air and police trying to sort out. And as I was quoting in the beginning, that it is a place which is crowded, market area. So obviously the people, the police have to control the crowd also. Curious people are also mobbing there, though, so people are police are struggling to control the crowd as well as to find out other things about these. But obviously tension in the air. We are also trying to access more information right now.
Right. Right, of course, it's a big breaking news that we have from Bengaluru. Visuals of the recovery of the explosive, viewers on your screens, the gelatin sticks. 6 gelatin sticks at least have been recovered. Some detonators also found in a carry bag outside the toilets inside the Kalasipalya BMTC bus stand. And there's no FIR registered yet. That's the biggest question, Smita. All right, we seem to have lost that line with Smita, but that's the breaking news we have right now. We still are trying to gather more information as to what's really behind this. 6 gelatin sticks and some detonators separately were found as far as this case is concerned. And this was found near a bus stand. The gelatin sticks were found near the Kalasipalya bus stand, and they were hidden inside a plastic cover. Meanwhile, Kalasipalya police and anti-terror squad officials have visited the spot, and they've also conducted an inspection. And these explosives have been recovered. You can see no FIR has been registered yet, what we know so far. We'll try and we'll gather more details. And this is a big story that is coming in from Bengaluru. And there is no FIR that has been found yet. But it's a massive threat that has been, of course, thwarted. FIR yet to be registered. It's a developing story. We'll try and get you more updates on that. But it has been found from near a bus stop in Bengaluru. So this, of course, is a big update. And our reporters from Ground Zero will be apprising you with more details. So the anti-terror squad is now behind. Anti-terror squad has been, of course, roped in. Authorities have not really disclosed much of details about the origin of these explosives or whether any suspects have been identified. The investigation is underway to determine if the materials were intended for any unlawful activity. But of course, it raises suspicions that as to why these gelatin sticks would have been kept there near a bus stand. So that's, of course, is a matter of investigation in Karnataka, as 6 gelatin sticks and some detonators have been separately found. Viewers, we see that these are visuals coming in. Republic TV first to get you all these updates and exclusive visuals only on Republic TV. Republic Kannada also getting you more details on that. 6 gelatin sticks you can see there laid out on the slab. And this was found near the bus stand. And from another area, we saw that there were some explosives that were found. This is a developing story. Updates awaited. Of course, it's only preliminary information that we have right now as per what the police is telling us. They are not divulging much of details. Right now, we do not know who is behind this, who had in fact planted or put those those explosives out there. Police was thankfully on the spot and recovered that. Gelatin sticks found in a plastic cover. They were hidden in a plastic cover at the bus stand in Bengaluru. And police went to the squad, and it was swift response, of course, from the Bengaluru police, from the local law enforcement and the anti-terrorist squad. So that's, of course, very, very important to understand that it's a timely action that has been taken by the Bengaluru police, as explosives have been recovered from nearby a bus stand. So a bomb scare that has been discovered. In fact, we'll get more updates. Gelatin sticks, viewers, these have been found and these have been laid out. We do not know if any group is behind it or who is the individual behind it. No suspect identified yet as of now, what we know so far. That is what we have as far as the limited information we have in the preliminary stage. I'll try and gather more details about it. But this is a big big discovery that has been made by the police and anti-terror squad. The fact that the anti-terror squad has been roped in, of course, we understand the seriousness of the matter. These are 6 gelatin sticks and explosives that have been recovered from from near a bus stand in Kaashvi BMTC bus stand. No FIR registered yet. So that is, of course, also raising questions as to if the police, they made this they carried out this timely action, then why? They must be having some information at least. So why is there no FIR that has been filed yet? We'll try to get, if there's any reason for that, valid reason for that, we do not know yet. However, of course, this is a major scare that has been now thwarted in Bengaluru. So this is the big breaking that we have, an exclusive visuals on Republic TV of those explosives that we have gathered. Police, of course, there are ATS officials and police there recovering these explosives from the spot. That is the Kaashvi bus stand in Bengaluru. They were hidden in a plastic bag, and we'll try and understand as to anything more that we could gather or the police has gathered or is ready to, of course, detail out as to who is behind this. They must have got some tip-off, obviously. That's why they went to the spot and recovered those explosives. In fact, some detonators were also separately found outside the toilet inside the Kaashvi BMTC bus stand. So this is the breaking news we have right now. So this is these are 2 separately found, or in just of course nearby the bus stand, that have been recovered. All right, viewers, we shift our focus to other stories. Gujarat ATS has arrested 4 people associated with the Al-Qaeda. According to initial probe, they came in Al-Qaeda recently and were fanatics of terrorist ideology. And as per the reports, accused were adding people to extremist groups via social media. Now, Gujarat ATS has recovered incriminating chats from these platforms, which had already put the suspects on the radar. So these are the photographs of those individuals that have been now arrested. These are associates of Al-Qaeda. Remember, Al-Qaeda has been long dormant, but we understand that it's still trying to, strive for some sort of revival. And the fact that these associates have been found from an Indian state raises many questions. Gujarat ATS, the anti-terror squad of Gujarat police, has arrested 4 Al-Qaeda associates. ATS recovering explosive chats from social media. It's all happening on social media, viewers. We've seen these chats being discovered by the investigators, by the agencies, and these are some really disturbing chats that have been discovered, and they had put the suspects on radar. They were being tracked, and they came in. They joined Al-Qaeda recently, and they were they were peddling terrorist ideologies. We have my colleague Gopi joining us on the broadcast. Gopi, tell us more details about these 4 Al-Qaeda associates that have been arrested from Gujarat.
Well, in fact, Rakshita, see, these are 4 terrorists who have been nabbed from different parts of India. In fact, one is from Delhi, other is from Noida, and 2 are from Aravalli. That is what we are gathering from our sources. While what we have also understood from our sources is that they were operating through a WhatsApp group. They were using social media extensively, and they were trying to spread Al-Qaeda's ideology, and they were spreading it through social media platforms. They have also been associated with a few applications. That is what we have got to know from the preliminary information which we have got from Gujarat ATS. While they are being interrogated intensively, let's tell our viewers that a press conference will be addressed at 5:45 p.m. today by the DIG of Gujarat ATS, Sunil Joshi, in Gandhinagar. So we will have to wait and watch what pans out next and what details emerge from that very press conference. But yes, Gujarat ATS has recovered chats and details of the chats which these 4 were having in that particular WhatsApp group. But we'll have to wait for the press conference and for the DIG of ATS to address and give us more details through the press conference which is scheduled at 5:45 in Gandhinagar today. Back to you.
Right, Gopi, thank you so much for joining us with those details coming in on that story. Big development from Gujarat ATS viewers, and these, of course, such a crackdown, and these arrests are very, very important, of course, so as to crack down on this wider network of the terrorists here being bred on Indian soil, viewers. We have some more breaking news. In fact, we go back to that big update that we're tracking from Bengaluru with more information. 6 intelligence sticks and some detonators were found in a carry bag outside the toilet inside the Kalasipalya BMTC bus stand, and the FIR is yet to be registered in the case. I think my colleague Deepak is joining us from the newsroom. Deepak, if you can hear me. Deepak, this is, of course, a major scare, a major bomb scare of sorts that has been now thwarted. A timely action by Bengaluru police, but there's no FIR that has been registered yet.
That's right, Rakshita. Now, what we have to understand is that Kalasipalya bus stop and the area around it is highly populated. It is one of the most oldest parts of Bengaluru, and it is also one of the most crowded transport hubs. So you could probably understand that those who planted these gelatin sticks and also the other explosive materials were probably targeting a highly populated area, and they picked Kalasipalya BMTC bus stop. And what we also need to understand is that it serves as a major point for several intra-city buses, and also adjacent to Kalasipalya KSRTC bus depot, which is also one of the most important transport hubs in Bengaluru. And the area around this particular bus stand, Rakshita, to give you a sense, it is highly populated, densely packed with commuters, vendors, auto rickshaws and common people alike. And what we need to understand is that the 6 gelatin sticks and the explosive materials found near the Kalasipalya bus stop, or rather inside the Kalasipalya BMTC bus stop, has caused a lot of alarm and panic for people. Immediately they were evacuated from the bus stop. All the buses that were plying were stopped to ensure that there are no other explosive devices also found inside these buses. So the entire bus depot has been scanned. From what we understand, the ATS as well as the Kalasipalya police are at the scene at the moment. They have recovered these gelatin sticks, these wires that were found near the toilet. And what we understand is that the perpetrators, the ones who planted these explosive devices there, are on the run. So the police are now scanning through the CCTV to ascertain who these individuals are and what the bigger plot was. But right now what we understand is that this is a major terror plot that has been busted, because gelatin sticks and other explosive materials point at just one fact, that there was a major terror plot that was at play. And probably they left it, at probably the middle stage of it, and they've just escaped from that spot. But so far what we understand is that the Kalasipalya police and the ATS have scanned the locality, and they haven't found anything else apart from these 6 gelatin sticks and also these wires that were found outside the toilet.
Absolutely, it's a big development indeed, as you were pointing towards this possible terror attack that was being planned. Of course, the ATS, the fact that ATS, the anti-terror squad, has been roped in, that was part of this investigation. Of course, thankfully made this timely action and recovered those explosives from near a bus stand. And what we understand as to what Deepak was pointing out, it's a busy area and in a well-connected area as far as that bus stand and the area is concerned in Bengaluru. Of course, we are waiting for more information by Republic TV. First, with all the latest updates and with the exclusive visuals of the recoveries that have been made from Bengaluru. The explosives have been found from Kalasipalya bus stand in Bengaluru. Now, Deepak, if you're picking up anything on any suspicion or anyone who has been deemed as the suspect by the policeman?
So far, we don't have any reports, Rakshita, of anybody being detained or arrested. What we understand is that as soon as this was discovered, it triggered immediate evacuation in the area, with commuters now rushing away, and also a temporary shutdown of bus services in the Kalasipalya BMTC bus stand. And the vendors in that particular bus stop also down their shutters. The police cordoned off the spot, and the bomb disposal squads as well as the anti-terrorism squad were also present. Although the gelatin sticks did not have a detonator attached, Rakshita, their presence in such a high-density location has raised serious alarm, especially considering the historical memory of the 2024 Rameshwaram blast, which also happened in a very highly populated eatery in Bengaluru, and the traffic surrounding this particular area in Kalasipalya was also diverted, and commuters have described this as a state of fear in that particular locality, because I told you how densely populated Kalasipalya is. It is one of the most prominent transport hubs in Bengaluru, very populated, and it is densely packed with commuters, rickshaws, vendors. Lakhs of people use this particular BMTC bus stop every single day. And there was a larger plot probably behind these explosives being found there. And that is exactly what the ATS and the Kalasipalya police are currently probing.
Right, Deepak. In fact, this is the story that Republic TV is closely following, closely tracking, a closer view of those explosive viewers as the policemen and the Bengaluru police and the ATS, Karnataka ATS also have put it on display there. It's a timely action, of course. We have to understand as to who's behind this. Of course, it's a big recovery. 6 gelatin sticks for all those tuning in viewers. Let me just update you. It's a big update coming in, big news coming in from Bengaluru, as 6 gelatin sticks have been recovered from nearby the bus stand, Bengaluru's Kalasipalya. Explosives were found, and prompting a swift response from the local law enforcement and the anti-terror squad. And 6 gelatin sticks near the bus stand, concealed in a plastic cover, found. Of course, there were immediate security concerns that were raised in this busy transit area, as Deepak was pointing out. And ATS visited the location along with the Kalasipalya police station. They carried out a detailed inspection of the site. And there's not much of disclosure as far as more details about the origin of the explosives or whether any suspects have been identified, because the investigation is still underway. And this is, of course, Republic TV that is closely tracking. We'll try and get more information, more details from our Republic Kannada channel, Republic Newsroom, and Bengaluru as well. The FIR has to be registered in the matter. So if the FIR is registered, we might just get some information as to what's written in there. All right, live shots coming in, viewers. Meanwhile, latest shots on Republic TV. First and exclusive, these are shots coming in from Bengaluru, where the explosives have been recovered. The investigations are underway. The ATS officials, police and the anti-terror squad officials all over there, and other investigators also. The bomb squad had also, of course, been shifted to that, had visited the area, and they're working on this developing story as we are right now, which we are closely tracking. 6 gelatin sticks found in plastic cover near Bengaluru bus stand. And security has been heightened in Kalasipalya of Bengaluru, as that's what we know. Deepak continues to be with us. Deepak, this of course is a scare. We've seen that many a times. There have been terror incidents that have been reported over the years in Bengaluru. But of course, this is a big recovery that has been made. These are explosives in a congested area that point towards a big conspiracy, a big plot, a big terror plot that could have been in the works.
That's right, Rakshita. Imagine lakhs of passengers there waiting for their daily commute at the BMTC bus stop, and suddenly you find 6 gelatin sticks and explosives in that particular bus depot. Imagine the kind of panic and chaos that could have ensued after these after these explosives were found there. And as far as the investigation is concerned, Rakshita, like we can see on our screens right now, the entire bus depot has been cordoned off. And what we understand is that the Kalasipalya police have are currently investigating the scene. The ATS is also there. Bomb disposal units are also there. Sniffer dogs were also dispatched. And what we understand is that these explosives that were recovered will be sent to the FSL to assess the explosive potential. And a similar, kind of analysis was done in the past. Cases also showed that such gelatin sticks often lead to low-intensity blasts with minimal large-scale damage risk. And the police are now reviewing the CCTV footage from nearby shops. Local vendors and commuters are being questioned for possible sightings of suspicious individuals. And these are the live pictures that we have at the moment. And with that, we'll slip into a short break now. But we'll be right back with more on the explosives being found at a Bengaluru bus stop. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
इस साल का जो प्रॉफिट है इंटरेस्ट पे डाल देंगे। हर महीने ब्याज का पैसा आता रहेगा।
अगर रेगुलर इनकम ही चाहिए तो आप वो पैसे फिक्स्ड इनकम फंड्स में डाल दो।
वो क्या होता है?
फिक्स्ड इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड्स चुने हुए ब्याज देने वाली कंपनी बॉन्ड्स, गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स और मनी मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। सिस्टमैटिक विथड्रॉवल प्लान से आपको ऑन द डॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट भी आता रहेगा।
म्यूचुअल फंड में फिक्स्ड इनकम वाली बात सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Welcome back, viewers. We are back with the big story that we're tracking from Karnataka right now. 6 gelatin sticks have been found along with some detonators in a carry bag, in a plastic bag outside the toilet, inside the around the toilet inside at the Kalsi-Palya BMTC bus stand. The FIR yet to be registered as per the police, but exclusive visuals of Republic TV of the same. You can see the dog squad, bomb disposal squad all over there. In the investigation, gelatin sticks have been recovered. There's no information as to the origin of the explosives or whether any suspects have been identified, because the investigation is underway. But it's a timely intervention, timely action by the ATS and the Bengaluru police, and we'll try and get more updates on that. It was a big story that Republic TV is tracking for you. And with that, we will take a quick look, a quick roundup of stories from across the country. Bharat in a minute.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
The Supreme Court will form a special bench to hear Justice Yashwant Verma's challenge against a panel that indicted him after a large cash recovery at his home. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing for Justice Verma, sought an urgent hearing of the matter. Justice Verma denies wrongdoing and calls the case a conspiracy. In the Ajit Kumar custodial death case, a doctor from Tirupuvan Government Hospital was today summoned by the CBI in Madurai for questioning as the central agency intensifies its probe. Early on Tuesday, the Madras High Court ordered the Tamil Nadu government to pay 25 lakh rupees as interim compensation to Ajit's family. The Ministry of Home Affairs will move out of Delhi's iconic North Block as part of the Central Vista revamp. It will shift to a new common central secretariat building with over 300 rooms allocated. Once vacated, North and South blocks will be converted into national museums under the Yuge Yugin Bharat project. All right, we'll on the other side share more details on Dhankar's resignation. He reportedly visited President's house on 21st of July unannounced to submit his resignation. And more technical snags have been reported on multiple flights for third consecutive day. Meanwhile, Air India CEO has been summoned to the Ministry of Civil Aviation. This evening, he will be presenting a report on the maintenance of the aircraft.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
India's largest news headquarters. Setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello, welcome back. The Jagdeep Dhankar resignation is turning into a political potboiler. It seems that the former vice president was hobnobbing rather too much with the opposition, and that perhaps led to his exit from the chair. That's going to be our focus, as also a breaking news development coming in. Headlines first. Explosives recovered at a crowded bus stand in Bengaluru. Anti-terrorist squad at this spot. Gujarat ATS has arrested 4 people associated with Al-Qaeda. Interrogation underway. Government sources say it cannot respond on behalf of Election Commission, hence no debate on the SIR issue. Lok Sabha Speaker meeting Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh at Parliament. 4th aviation incident, another Air India flight faces technical snags. Air India CEO and the DGCA DG call for meeting by Civil Aviation Ministry. Myntra booked for forex violation by ED. Company's user statement is committed to upholding law of the land. All right, let's begin this 5 p.m. live in breaking with the breaking news development coming in from Karnataka and Bengaluru, in fact, where 6 gelatin sticks, some detonators, have been found in a carry bag outside the toilet which was inside the Kalasipalya BMTC bus stand. FIR is yet to be registered, but the anti-terrorist squad of Karnataka police has reached this spot, the public bus stand from where all this material has been found. Explosives, gelatin sticks. Now, whether these are gelatin sticks meant for mining and agricultural purposes, remember they are used in that sector, or whether this is part of a larger design conspiracy, terror act, violence. That's something which, of course, the investigators would need to look into. I am told Smita is joining us. We have, in fact, a soundbite coming in from the police. Let's listen to it.
पब्लिक चालू था, बहुत टाइम तक इधर पड़ा था, लास्ट में कोई लेके नहीं गया तो फिर उधर कंप्लेन करके ये दिया, तो वो लोग आए तो इधर ही चेक किए, फिर चेक करके तो वापस वो लोग दिया। तुम देखा क्या है अंदर? हाँ, मैं इधर था, अभी आए थे वो लोग मेरे सामने में लेके इधर से, मैं था यहीं पे देख रहा था। वो क्या है अंदर? हाँ, कुछ वायर के जैसा था, क्या वो नाम नहीं मालूम मुझे। अच्छा। और पैकेट था इतना लंबा लंबा।
All right, that was in fact an eyewitness account and not police. We'll get to police in a bit, but before that, Deepak joins us live from our Kannada channel, our sister channel, Republic Kannada. Deepak, can you tell us what exactly has happened? Are these explosives connected with some terror module, because the anti-terror squad has got involved? What's the situation on the ground that you can share?
यस अभिषेक, आज दोपहर 2 बजे बेंगलुरु का कलासीपाड़े बस स्टैंड पे एक बैग ने रखा था। आप देख रहे हो यही टॉयलेट के पास एक आदमी है ना, एक आदमी ने एक बैग को इधर रख कर चला था और एक बैग में उसी बैग में एक डिटोनर्स और जिलेटिन का सामान मिले थे। और इसी वक्त पे ठीक इस बस स्टैंड का स्टाफ ने पुलिस को इन्फॉर्मेशन भी किया था और बाद में डीसीपी वेस्ट डीसीपी गिरीश ने भी घटनास्थल को आया और परिशीलन भी किया और पूरे के पूरा एक बस स्टैंड का पूरा सीसीटीवी भी चेक कर रहा है। वो अपरिचित एक इंसान ने आया था और बैग ने उसको उन्होंने छोड़ कर गए थे और इसी केस पर एक अभी खबर भी आ रहा है, एक इंसान ने आया था कि उसके साथ 2 बैग था और सेपरेट 2 बैग पे एक बैग में जिलेटिन भी थे। मैं बातचीत करने का प्रयास करूंगा। एक आदमी था, 2 बजे ये घटना हुआ था, सब उसी समय क्या हुआ था और कितने आदमी थे?
मैं इधर में काम करा रहा था, हाउसकीपिंग का भी काम चलता ना मेरा, तो मैं इधर काम करा रहा था थोड़ा क्लीनिंग का, तो मैं इधर से उधर थोड़ा गया, इधर में एक सामान रख करके टॉयलेट गया। कोई टॉयलेट जाने के बाद जब मैं उधर से आया तो इधर में एक बैग रखा हुआ था, थैली, तो इधर रखा हुआ था, मैं उठा करके उधर रख दिया यहाँ। और रखने के बाद जो है जब वो थोड़ा ज्यादा देर हो गया तो मैं
बैग ओपन कौन किया?
वो पुलिस किया जी, वो बीएमटीसी का गार्ड जो है ना, गार्ड साहब लोग किए।
All right, that's another eyewitness account, in fact, from Kalasipaya police station area, and this is a local bus stand. And I think we fixed the audio there. We can go back to Deepak now. Deepak, आप पुलिस वहाँ पे कुछ बताई है अभी तक आपको? पुलिस ने कुछ बताया है आपको कि क्या उनका प्रिलिमिनरी अंदाज़ा है इन्वेस्टिगेशन में?
यस अभिषेक, अभी एक खबर भी आ रहा है कि डीसीपी गिरीश ने बताया गया है, एक एफआईआर भी दर्ज किए है और इसी स्थल पे एक बैग भी उन्होंने छोड़ कर गए थे और उस बैग पे डिटोनर्स और जिलेटिन का एक सामान भी मिले थे और इसके बारे में इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी हो रहे हैं। और कलासीपाड़ा का स्टाफ ने बताया गया है कि एक इंसान, अपरिचित इंसान ने बैग छोड़कर गए थे और उसी समय ये स्टाफ ने, टॉयलेट का साफ करने का स्टाफ ने उस बैग को देखा गया था और इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है। पूरे के पूरे 2 किलोमीटर का सीसीटीवी फुटेजेस और टावर डंप लोकेशन भी ट्रेस किया गया है और डीसीपी गिरीश ने बताया गया है कि एक एफआईआर भी हमने किया है और उन्होंने, एक इंसान ने इधर आया था और बैग छोड़कर भी उन्होंने गए थे, उसके लिए तलाश भी हो रहा है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है। अभिषेक,
आपने बताया अरविंद के वहाँ पे एक एफआईआर हो गई है रजिस्टर, यानी कि पुलिस को लग रहा है कि ये क्राइम है, क्रिमिनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन करना पड़ेगा, इसलिए एफआईआर हुआ है। और जो अनआइडेंटिफाइड व्यक्ति था, सीसीटीवी फुटेज देख के कुछ आइडिया मिला है उसके बारे में? I think we lost the line there with Arvind, not Deepak. Arvind is reporting live from the spot in Bengaluru from where these explosives, this explosive material has been found. This includes those ropes, it includes those gelatinous sticks and other material. And we'll try and connect again with Arvind if we can. These gelatinous sticks have been seized by the cops and investigation has begun. We were getting those pictures earlier of the police there, including the anti-terror squad of Karnataka police cordoning the area and carrying out search and seizure operations. And in fact, they have identified that there was a man who left these or left this material at this specific place, at this police station, which is, I beg your pardon, the bus stand, which is the Kalasipaya bus stand in the city. And a probe is going on. In fact, preliminary investigation suggests that this might actually be connected with terror activity. And we have more eyewitness accounts, if we can play them.
वो पब्लिक चालू था, वो बहुत टाइम तक इधर पड़ा था, लास्ट में कोई लेके नहीं गया तो फिर उधर कंप्लेन करके ये दिया, तो वो लोग आए तो इधर ही चेक किए, फिर चेक करके तो वापस वो लोग दिया।
तुम देखा क्या है अंदर?
हाँ, मैं इधर था, अभी आए थे वो लोग मेरे सामने में लेके इधर से, मैं था यहीं पे देख रहा था।
वो क्या है अंदर?
क्या कुछ वायर के जैसा था, क्या वो नाम नहीं मालूम मुझे।
अच्छा।
और पैकेट था इतना लंबा लंबा।
All right, Arvind is back with us. Arvind, जब वो लाइन डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा था कि सीसीटीवी फुटेज से पुलिस को कुछ जानकारी मिली है? पुलिस हैव दे looked at the CCTV cameras of the bus stand and found something about this suspicious man who left this bag there?
अभिषेक, एक खबर आ रहा है कि पिछले 2 दिन से सीएम का एक प्रोग्राम भी यहाँ थे। इस कलासीपाड़ा बस स्टैंड का नाम चेंज करने के एक प्रोग्राम थे और उसके नाम भी दोड्डन्न शेट्टी नाम का एक नाम बदलाव करने का एक प्रयास था। इसी 2 दिन का वो सीएम का प्रोग्राम पे सिक्योरिटी भी टाइट किए थे और पुलिस ने भी आए थे और पूरा का पूरा सिक्योरिटी चेक उन्होंने कर रहा था। उसी समय एक आदमी ने आया था और इधर ही आप देख रहे हो, एक लोकेशन देख रहे हो आप, जेंट्स का एक टॉयलेट है ना, कलासीपाड़ा बस स्टैंड का टॉयलेट, और एक आदमी को भी आप देख रहे हो। इन्होंने एक स्टाफ का काम करता है इधर, और उन्होंने इधर एक बैग भी देखा और एक आदमी उन्होंने छोड़कर चला था और पुलिस को देखकर उन्होंने छोड़कर उधर चला था। और इसी के खबर में एक खबर भी आ रहा है कि सीसीटीवी फुटेज से वो आदमी का जांच कर रहा है पुलिस ने, एक एफआईआर भी दर्ज किए है। सीएम के प्रोग्राम भी 2 दिन के बीच में थे और इस बस स्टैंड का नाम भी चेंज करना चाहते थे और इसी से हमको एक खबर आ रहा है कि एक आदमी ने आया था और कुछ अगला प्रोग्राम पे अगला एक बम स्फोट का उसको एक आइडिया था कि
अरविंद, ये आप बहुत बड़ी जानकारी दे रहे हैं। इट्स अ बिग ब्रेकिंग न्यूज इन फैक्ट दैट दिस इज द सेम प्लेस वेयर in a couple of days the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, was scheduled to come, or is scheduled to come in fact. This is exactly the spot where there is a program 2 days later where Chief Minister is going to inaugurate a refurbished, redone and renamed Kalassipalya bus stop. In fact, this makes it a bigger story that the gelatin sticks and the explosive material has been found from a place where Chief Minister is all set to come or was to come in the next 2 days. अरविंद, बताएं जरा, जानकारी दें कि क्या पुलिस इन दोनों इवेंट्स को जोड़ रही है, ये जो एक्सप्लोसिव मिला है अभी और जो 2 दिन बाद चीफ मिनिस्टर को आना है, और क्या वो प्रोग्राम अभी होने वाला है या उसको कैंसिल होने की बात हो रही है?
नहीं, एक डीसीपी गिरीश ने इधर इस स्थल पे उन्होंने आया था और इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी जारी रखे है और 2 दिन के बाद में एक प्रोग्राम भी यहाँ थे। कलासीपाड़ा बस स्टैंड का नाम ने बदलाव करने का एक प्रयास भी हो रहा था, इसीलिए सिक्योरिटी भी टाइट किए थे पुलिस लोगों ने। कलासीपाड़ा पुलिस स्टेशन का स्टाफ भी इधर एक सिक्योरिटी भी टाइट किए थे, मगर एक आदमी ने आया था और एक बैग भी उसके साथ लेकर आया था। उस बैग में जिलेटिन स्टिक्स और डिटोनेटर्स भी वहां थे और उन्होंने पुलिस को देखकर उन्होंने भागा था और उन्होंने चला गया था। और उसका सीसीटीवी फुटेज भी अभी पुलिस ने बताया कि सीसीटीवी फुटेज में उन्होंने वो आदमी को देखा है और उसका भी कर रहा है। दिन के बाद में ये प्रोग्राम भी थे और इसी समय एक इंसिडेंट हुआ था ना, इसलिए डीसीपी गिरीश ने कह रहा है कि एफआईआर भी हो रहा है और उसका आदमी का ट्रेस भी हम कर रहा है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी रखी है। और इसका एक प्रोग्राम था ना, 2 दिन के प्रोग्राम, उस प्रोग्राम के इंफॉर्मेशन भी सीएम के ऑफिस में आना चाहिए और उन्होंने क्या करने वाला था। और इस बस स्टैंड का नेम कलासीपाड़ा बस स्टैंड किसी सालों से थे और उसका बस स्टैंड का नाम भी बदला, दोड्डन्न शेट्टी नाम के नाम उन्होंने चेंज करना चाहते थे और इसी प्रोग्राम के बीच में एक इंसिडेंट हो रहा है और एक अपरिचित आदमी भी आया था और एक बैग भी छोड़कर उन्होंने गया था और एक सीसीटीवी फुटेज में उस आदमी का चेहरा अभी भी दिख रहा है और उसका सीसीटीवी फुटेज ने पुलिस ने कलेक्ट भी किया है और उन्होंने ट्रेस भी कर रहा है अभिषेक। और इसी बेंगलुरु सिटी पे हमने देखा तो सभी इंफॉर्मेशन हमने देखा तो बॉम्ब की और इस इंसिडेंट्स की हमने देखा तो कई सालों से इसी तरह इंसिडेंट्स हो रहा है। पिछले 2019 पे भी एक मल्लेश्वरम पे भी बॉम्ब इंसिडेंट्स हुआ था और रामेश्वरम कैफे भी बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुआ था और सालों से एक बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हो रहा है। और टी नासिर नाम का एक आदमी था और उसका केस में भी पुलिस लोगों ने इन्वॉल्वमेंट किए थे और इसी इन्वॉल्वमेंट के दर्ज में परपना अग्रहारा पुलिस थाने का एएसआई भी अरेस्ट हुआ था और सभी डॉक्टर नागराज नाम का एक गवर्नमेंट डॉक्टर और एक एएसआई भी अरेस्ट हुए थे। इस सभी हम केसेस को देखा तो ये इंसिडेंट्स भी उसके हिसाब से हो रहा है और टी नासिर ने भी इसी केसेस में इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो सकती है, इसलिए डीसीपी गिरीश ने इस एक टीम भी फॉर्म की है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन भी जारी रखी है अभिषेक।
All right, a special investigation team formed by the Karnataka police, the ATS at the spot, and this is sensitive now because it seems that just 2 days from now, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, was to come and inaugurate or start the bus stand with a new name and dedicate a new name to the bus stand where this has happened in Bengaluru city. Arvind is giving us those details. Police is taking the matter very seriously, given the backdrop of the development, which is that this is a place which was to see a visit of the Chief Minister in just a couple of days. Anti-terror squad getting involved, Bengaluru police carrying out its investigation, CCTV footage being looked into, and essentially a special investigation team also formed to check or whether there is any terror link emerging out of this incident of explosives being found at the Kalasipalia bus stand in Bengaluru city. With that, we move on to another very important development, which is that Republic has accessed, viewers, the charge sheet in the Tahawur Rana case. Remember, the fugitive of law and one of the main accused and conspirators of the 26/11 terror attack was brought to India from the United States a few months back, and now things are moving fast. He has been charge sheeted by the NIA, and the charge sheet nails Pakistan's role in the terror plot to target Mumbai. As per the charge sheet, the planning of 26/11 began in 2005 in Pakistan, and Tahawur Rana even made multiple visits to make sure that the plan is executed as per the design. Tahawur Rana, remember, is a dual national of Canada and the United States, and he was picked up from Canada, was in the custody of Americans, and then has been handed over to India. These are pictures of Tahawur Rana earlier being taken to the Patiala House courts, and he is in the custody of the National Investigation Agency, which has been carrying out a meticulous investigation probe, rather, based on questioning of Rana. And now it seems he has completely implicated Pakistan and spilled the beans on the role Pakistani deep state played in the conspiracy part of the 26/11 terror attack. Tahawur Rana continuing to sing essentially, and we have two reporters joining us live. To Soumya first, and then Shawan also joins us in the newsroom. Soumya, to you first. This whatever elements of charge sheet that you have accessed in the Tahawur Rana case, it's clear that Pakistan's role is strong and emerges very clearly. What all your sources are telling you about how long this questioning of Tahawur Rana is going to continue?
Yes, well, see, first let's make it very clear that here we are talking about the supplementary charge sheet which was filed by NIA earlier this month. Now, there are some very important details that have emerged through this supplementary charge sheet that we have accessed here. It talks about the role of Tahawur Rana, who is being referred to as A2 in the supplementary charge sheet, and talks about his business there that he had set up, and he claimed that it was a legitimate business. However, it was operational for 2 years without any legitimate functioning there, which was a showcase for providing up base for David Coleman Headley, who is another person named in this charge sheet and is being referred to as A1 in this supplementary charge sheet. And it is also disclosed in this charge sheet that he was giving financial assistance and other assistance to David Coleman Headley to plan the 26/11 terror attacks. Now, if we go through deeper in this charge sheet, it has also mentioned that the NIA has requested for MLARs from the United States because Tahawur Rana was in the custody there in the United States of America. So it is being shared by our sources that it is till the time that the NIA gets its response on the queries that it has sent via MLARs to the United States. It is being said that through MLARs, they are trying to cross-verify the statements or the disclosures that have been made by Tahawur Rana while he was being interrogated by NIA when he was in their custody. And with that, it is being told most likely the NIA has also sought transcripts of court hearings that had taken place back there in the United States, and also confession of David Coleman Headley. So it can be, we'll have to wait and watch as to how it pans out. But the sources are suggesting that it is the NIA is waiting for MLARs. Once they receive the response to their queries from the United States, it will be all the more easier. With that, they have also revealed that a few new statements by witnesses have also been added to the supplementary charge sheet. Back to you.
Okay, it would be interesting to see who these witnesses are. Shawan, this seems like moving in the direction where we can finally put Pakistan on the mat in the eyes of the world with the kind of information that Tahawur Rana is sharing. Can you share with us and the viewers who are these witnesses, new witnesses that have emerged after the interrogation of Tahawur Rana?
Well, the entire focus for the National Investigation Agency as well as the Mumbai Crime Branch was who exactly was actually guiding Tahawur Rana from Pakistan. And the fact that whether at all, apart from Tahawur Rana and David Coleman Headley, was there anyone in Mumbai during that very period who was actually providing further assistance to Tahawur Rana as well as David Coleman Headley. So the witnesses that we are essentially talking about, the new witnesses that the National Investigation has basically identified, is pertaining to those who are helping Tahawur Rana and David Coleman Headley while they were in India. Important to point out here are the following. One, the fact that this was plotted in the year 2005 and thereafter, and the fact that multiple visits that were basically made by David Coleman Headley was in the garb of this particular immigrant law center that had been opened by Tahawur Rana in Tardeo in Mumbai. In fact, this particular organization or this particular corporate office ran for over 2 years, providing a full cover to David Coleman Headley. And apart from that, there were other people who were also associated with it. Now, the biggest revelation would be once the names really come out as to who exactly was the person who was assisting Tahawur Rana while he was in India. And the fact of the matter is that whether at all, at that point in time, the UPA government did actually let one person go from India. If at all, who is this person? Where did this person go? That detailing, those details haven't really emerged at this point in time because that remains a part of the ongoing investigation. So largely, if you see, this charge sheet does not really, or at least the parts that we have got our hands on, does not really make a mention of who these witnesses are, because it is important that these witnesses are protected because the investigation is far from over. And from the parts that we have got our hands on, only these are the following items that we've been able to spot. The fact that the planning began in the year 2005. Second, Tahawur Rana had made multiple visits to Pakistan. The co-conspirators who were based out of Pakistan were plotting this from 2005 itself. Thereafter, this opening of this immigrant law center, which happens to be a corporate office of Tahawur Rana, and it was opened in Mumbai, in Tardeo, ran for almost 2 years. During this particular period, multiple visas were actually issued to David Coleman Headley, and not only Mumbai, there were several other cities that he had also visited, and a reconnaissance was done of these following cities. Details of it, data of it was provided to Tahawur Rana, who thereafter made visits to Pakistan. Perhaps geotagging of these very locations were essentially done so that when the terrorists landed in Mumbai, they had specific areas to target, and that all of it now finds mention in this particular charge sheet that has been filed by the National Investigation Agency.
That's quite some comprehensive detail, Shawan. Hope this helps the courts to come to a conclusion that they can maybe convict the accused and Tahawur Rana, of course, singing like a canary, giving all the details, implicating Pakistan. And as we discussed, more significantly, this is for the world community to see how the details of that dastardly terror attack carried out by Lashkar-e-Taiba are emerging now. Thank you so much, Shawan and Soumya, with those details on NIA's supplementary charge sheet in the 2611 terror probe following the arrest and interrogation of Tahawur Rana, who was sent in by the United States and handed over to India a few months back. Moving on, let's look at some other stories from across the country in Bharat in 2 minutes.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has embarked on a two-nation tour. His visit to the UK, scheduled from July 23rd to 24th, aims to strengthen bilateral ties between India and the United Kingdom. The highlight of Prime Minister Modi's visit will be the signing of the India-UK FTA, which has been under negotiation for 3 years. This agreement is expected to eliminate tariffs on 99% of Indian exports to the UK and reduce tariffs on 90% of British products.
The India-UK partnership, as you're aware, was upgraded to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2021, and since then has seen regular high-level political exchanges, and both sides remain committed to taking this partnership to even higher levels.
According to the Ministry of External Affairs, Prime Minister Modi will hold wide-ranging discussions with his UK counterpart on the entire gamut of India-UK bilateral relations. He will hold wide-ranging talks with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, covering trade, defence, climate, innovation and education. He will also meet King Charles III. After the UK visit, Prime Minister Modi will travel to the Maldives between 25th and 26th July. He will be the guest of honour at the Maldives' 60th Independence Day celebrations. The Prime Minister is set to hold talks with President Mohammad Muizzu to strengthen bilateral ties and review progress on the India-Maldives joint vision for a comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership. The visit aims to reset and enhance India-Maldives relations, which has been strained in the recent past.
All right, on that note, we slip into a short break, but coming up on the other side, Gujarat ATS has arrested 4 people associated with Al-Qaeda, and it's going to brief the media shortly. Also, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla meets Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh at Parliament. More details on the other side.
Hi, this is Chef Ranveer Brar. Guarantee you brilliance on behalf of IAHM.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
explosives recovered at a crowded bus stand in Bengaluru. Anti-terror squad at this spot. Gujarat ATS arrests 4 people associated with Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent. Interrogation underway. NIA charge sheet against Tahawur Rana Access 2611 attack planning began in 2005. The agency identifies new witnesses. Government sources say it cannot respond on behalf of the Election Commission, and hence there is going to be no debate on the Bihar SIR issue. In Parliament, Lok Sabha Speaker meets Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh. The meeting goes on. And fourth aviation incident in 24 hours. Another Air India flight faces technical snag. Air India CEO and DGCA call, or the direct DG of the DGCA called for meeting by Civil Aviation Ministry. A Myntra booked for forex violation by ED. Company issues statement says committed to upholding laws of the land. All right, let's begin this bulletin with more developments coming in from Parliament. Home Minister Amit Shah has met Lok Sabha Speaker. Now, this is over the probe panel on Justice Yashwant Verma. Remember, Parliament began its proceedings day before yesterday, and then we had same day evening Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar resigning following a row over whether Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha should be picking up the impeachment motion. And subsequently, we have seen fast-paced developments taking place in Parliament. And now, the Home Minister meeting the Speaker over the issue of Judge Verma probe panel. And let's connect with Harsha on this story. She's bringing us those details from inside Parliament. If you can get her on phone, we'll try and understand what these meetings are about. Hectic parleys taking place inside Parliament. Earlier we had Speaker Om Birla meeting Deputy Chairman, or now the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh. And now we have back-to-back meetings between Home Minister Amit Shah and Speaker Om Birla. In fact, Harsha is joining us live from Vijay Chowk on this. Harsha, what are these meetings about in the Parliament that you are bringing us to?
So, Abhishek, there's a second meeting between Speaker Amit Shah since the time the Parliament has adjourned. Earlier, Kiran Rijiju, Home Minister, Speaker, and Deputy Chairman Harivansh Rai met Speaker over the impeachment panel probe, which has to be formed by the Lok Sabha and Deputy Chairman together. The probe committee will be formed, but there's a second meeting. But this meeting is basically only between HM and Speaker Om Birla, and the impeachment committee has to be, the probe panel has to be formed, and the formulation mulling is going on between the government and the Speaker and the Deputy Chairman, because both the houses together will decide the 3-panel committee, which comprises of the CJI of Supreme Court and also High Court judge and also one eminent jurist. The 3 will be there, but who are going to be there, the names are yet to be decided, because the impeachment signatures which were received against Justice Verma from the Member of Parliament signatures in the both houses happened on the same day. The notice was accepted by the Rajya Sabha Chairman and also by the Lok Sabha Speaker as well, and therefore now government wants to constitute a probe panel within a day or two, and once the probe panel is constituted, the motion is brought, and after that the investigation could begin after the formation of the probe. So the key meeting is underway regarding the probe panel which is to be formed, and also our sources within the government tell us by tomorrow or day after the committee will be formed, and it will be announced in the floor of the House by the Speaker. And also we are getting to know that the 3 months time is there for the investigation to happen and the committee to give the report to the Speaker Om Birla, and after that it's basically is being believed and said by the government sources that by the next session the report will come on the floor of the House. Back to you.
All right, Harsha, stay with us. In fact, we have more developments from inside Parliament. The third day of the Bihar Assembly's monsoon session descended into chaos after an RJD MLA dressed in black to protest the Election Commission's special intensive revision of electoral rolls. And this has been also going on in Bihar Assembly in Patna, in fact, for the last couple of days, with its ricochet in Parliament in New Delhi, where the opposition has been protesting, demanding with adjournment motions a discussion on the Election Commission's comprehensive electoral roll revision. These are pictures from Parliament, in fact, in New Delhi, of the opposition leaders, the MPs protesting. You can see in the pictures the entire ensemble of opposition leadership there in black protesting, and similarly it's mirrored in Patna and in Bihar, where opposition has been trying to continue to disrupt the proceedings, demanding a rollback of electoral roll revision, which and these protests are happening despite the Supreme Court giving a go-ahead for the exercise to go on, which has almost been completed, a couple of days left. And in fact, the Supreme Court is slated to take up... All right, let's look at some reactions, political reactions that happened through the day in Parliament and Bihar.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मामला अध्यक्ष महोदय चल रहा है और कल ही चुनाव आयोग ने एफिडेविट चुनाव आयोग में हलफनामा